How's it going, folks? Welcome back to another fun at-home table read. Tonight, we're taking care of the back half of Grindhouse. That's right. We did the first half a couple days ago. Tonight, we're finishing it off with the Quentin Tarantino film Death Proof. This is a wild movie. I'm very curious to hear how this one's going to go. So let's jump right into introducing ourselves. My name's Logan. I'm going to be doing action description.
Hi, I'm Anne, and I will be a jungle Julia and Abernathy.
I'm Nicole. I'll be Shanna and Zoe.
Hello, I'm George. I'll be Stuntman Mike and Kim.
All righty. Well, away we go. Death Proof, written by Quentin Tarantino. This script is dedicated to the poet laureate of the drive-in, Charles B. Griffith. Your work has always been rocked all night, Daddy-O. Respect, Quentin Tarantino. POV of a car windshield day. The car is driving fast down the road. A pair of female bare feet with a gold ankle bracelet lie propped up on the dashboard, emanating from the passenger seat. A good God Almighty rockabilly tune beats out of the car's stereo. The feet tap to the beat. The opening credits play over this image. As the music continues, we cut to interior Jungle Julia's apartment day. A tall, maybe 6-foot Amazonian mulatto goddess walks through her hallway dressed in a baby tee and panties that her big ass, a good thing, spill out of, and her long legs grow out of. Her big bare feet slap on the hardwood floor. She moves to a cool rockabilly beat as she paces like a tiger putting on her clothes. Outside her apartment, she hears a honk honk. She sticks her long mane of silky black curly hair, her giraffish neck, and her broad shoulders out the window and yells down to the car below. This sexy chick is Austin, Texas local celebrity Jungle Julia Lukai, the most popular disc jockey of the coolest rock radio station in Music Town.
I'm coming down.
Exterior, street outside Julia's apartment day. Two girls are getting out of a white Honda Civic that's parked across the street from Jungle Julia's apartment. One girl is Shanna. The other, the one with the sexy opening credit feet, is Arlene. Jesus, Quentin. All three girls are in their 7 years after college phase, about 28. The dynamic of the trio is as such. Julia, Shanna, and Arlene all went to University of Texas together. Shanna being a Texas native, Julia being from Los Angeles, Arlene being from Brooklyn. After school was over, Arlene went back to New York. Julia got into the local Austin music scene, become a fixture on the scene, and ultimately becoming the drive time DJ for the local oldies radio station, Austin Hot Wax 505, and in the process turning into one of the most popular local celebrities since Stevie Ray Vaughan. Arlene's in town visiting for a week, and it's sort of fallen on Shanna to take care of her. But since Julia's become a celebrity in the meantime, every plan arrangement and the girls' night is vaguely catered around Julia. As Julia screams down to them, Arlene hurries across the street and screams up with her thick Brooklyn accent.
Hold on, I gotta come up. I gotta take the world's biggest fucking piss.
We can be late, or we can't be late.
We won't.
As Arlene and Shanna hurry up the stairs to Julia's apartment, the rockabilly on the soundtrack is cut off by a needle being lifted, and a different song is put on the soundtrack. Interior Jungle Julia's apartment day. Julia has just put on a new record and is dancing to the music. Arlene enters the front door with an I gotta pee body language. Julia points in the direction of the bathroom. Arlene disappears behind the bathroom door. Shanna and Julia dance to the record while Arlene pees. Interior bathroom day. Arlene is sitting on the toilet. A horse race stream of piss can be heard emanating from under her. We slowly zoom to the pretty face of relief. Exterior Jungle Julia's apartment day. In slow motion, the three girls walk out of the apartment and head for their car. They climb into Shanna's car and head off for their next exciting 3 girls, 3 adventure. As the Honda drives away, a subtitle appears below. The City of Austin, Texas. Interior Honda, moving day. Shanna is behind the wheel, Arlene in the passenger seat, and Jungle Julia lies sprawled out in the back seat, her feet out the car window like Cleopatra.
Who's holding?
If you're not, then nobody.
Arlene turning around in her seat to talk to the laying down Julia.
We were kind of hoping you were.
Yeah, how are you not holding?
Jesus Christ, Shanna. It's not my fucking job to supply wheat to y'all when we go out.
Whoa, 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 little lady. You're getting angry kind of quick, don't you think? I was just teasing you.
I'm not angry. It would just be nice if y'all didn't just count on me all the fucking time and surprise me every once in a while with what?
Okay, mean girl in a high school movie. Are you through being angry?
I'm not angry.
Yeah, you are. You've been in the car all of 2 seconds and you're already cursing at me.
I'm not cursing at you.
You said, Jesus Christ, Shanna, and before the sentence was over, you threw a fucking in there to emphasize your irritatedness.
Julia smiles. She's not really mad anymore. Arlene takes it a little too seriously.
Come on, guys, don't fight. I'll pay for it when we get some.
Oh, shit, I have to stand down. One, it's not about the money. It's about the pain in the ass of scoring. And two, we're not really fighting.
Arlene, you've forgotten what hanging out with Jungle Julia's like. That wasn't a fight. That was Julia acting like a grumpy bitch and me calling her out on it and indulging her at the same time. It's how we tolerate each other after all these years.
Oh yeah, like you're never a bitch.
Oh, yeah, like you're never not.
They both bust out laughing. Arlene guesses it's okay and joins along.
So, what's the plan, man?
Well, margaritas and Mexican food at Garrow's. Hey, did you call Raphael and tell him we're coming?
Of course.
You're so good.
I know. Okay. Is Simonson gonna be there?
Julia smiling.
Oh, you bet your ass he is. He's gonna be there with Jesse Ledbetter.
Shanna to Arlene.
All right. Christian Simonson, the filmmaker, is in town, and he's a big thing for Julia.
If he had a big thing for me, he'd fucking call me as opposed to disappearing for 6 months. And he'd get his ass down here more often than he does on my birthday. He'd give me a fucking phone call. But other than that, he's putty in my hands.
Yeah, but you get those legs of yours around him, and it's all over. Chris has got a thing for long Amazonian legs, so whoever we hang out, eventually Julia will get those legs around Chris or across him, and when she does, Chris ain't going nowhere, neither is she.
Yeah, well, when I'm redecorating his house in the hills that I'm also living in, I'll let you know it works. So, margaritas and Mexican food at Garrow's, touch base with Chris and Jesse, tell them about later, and make damn sure they come. The other guys will be waiting for us to join them at Huck's. Oh, shit. Speaking of which, what happened with you and Nate last night?
Arlene starts to recount last night's hookup with her tough girl way of talking.
Well, not much, you know. We just fucking met each other. I mean, if you don't bust their balls a little bit, they're never gonna respect you.
Okay, we're pretty clear on what you didn't do. How about enlightening us on what you did do?
Nothing to write home about. We just made out on the couch for about 20 minutes.
Dressed, half dressed, or naked?
Dressed. I said we made out. We didn't do the thing.
Oh, excuse me for living, but what's the thing?
You know, everything but.
They call that the thing?
I call it the thing.
Do guys like the thing?
Well, they like it better than no thing.
The girls laugh.
Okay, I want to get back to what it is you did do. So you're making out with Nate on the couch, right?
Correct.
All right, whose couch? His or the one in your hotel room?
What am I stupid over here? Mine.
Were you making out sitting up or lying down?
Started sitting up, worked our way to lying down.
The plot gets thicker. Who was on top?
I was straddling him.
Oh,
Hmm.
you know Nate had to love that.
Well, not much. That was it. So we made out a little while on the couch, and I say, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. So it's time for you to leave. And then he whines, oh, right now? And I say, yep, right now, let's go. Then he says, wait a minute, how about this? And I say, no. And he says, what do you mean no? You don't even know what I'm gonna say. And I say, I already know what you're gonna say. And the answer is no. And he says, how can you say you know what I'm gonna say? And I say, because you're gonna say, let's just go to bed together. We don't gotta do nothing. Just cuddle, sleep next to each other, wake up in the morning together. No, you're gonna leave. But I'll see you tomorrow.
So what about tonight?
Well, we'll see. Look, I like Nate. He's cute. He's a nice guy. He's a pretty good kisser, but it ain't a done deal.
Yeah, fuck Nate. I mean, Gary's cute and all, but Jesse Ledbetter is going to be all over her.
Jesse Ledbetter, the Austin director who did Potheads.
He's a good friend.
Remember freshman year getting stoned and going to the dopey to see Potheads?
No, I just think play your cards right and you'll be sucking his dick within hours.
The girls laugh and make gross noises.
Hey, Jesse's got a big dick.
You went down on him?
Half the girls in Austin have sucked Jesse's dick.
Yeah, but don't get your hopes up too high. Christian and Jesse might not even show up. They're big flakes.
I'll kick his ass if he doesn't show up.
But remember, we're not hooking up tonight. We're going to hang out at Huck's with them. You can make out with them, but no hooking up. Because we're driving to Lake LBJ tonight, and my daddy's pretty clear about one thing. He said, I'm letting you and your girlfriends stay at my lake house, not you and a bunch of horny boys trying to get their fuck on with my daughter.
Your dad talks like that?
Julia
Hell yeah!
put it together.
No, yeah.
It's not like he ain't gonna know either, because I'm staying at the lake house with my girlfriends in our bikinis, and daddy has a tendency just to pop in and make sure we don't need anything.
They all laugh.
I have. Oh, sorry.
Look, he's totally harmless and cute and has Bug's ear, but when he's got a bunch of half-naked poo-tang walking on the floor of his lake house, he just likes to pay a visit and make sure we got everything we need. And if you flirt shamelessly with him, like this one in the back seat, you got a puppy dog for life.
I have my own relationship with Ben, and you're just jealous because it doesn't include you.
You call her dad Ben?
I'm not a child, that's his name.
Where's this bar we're gonna later?
Hucks.
It's a dive, but a fucking cool dive.
Yeah, no more college kids 6th Street bullshit. Hucks is about drinking booze. No Cosmos, nothing with the blender, just beers, booze, and shots.
And great music. Don't forget about the music.
Yeah, Warren, the guy who owns the place, has this great classic jukebox. He calls it Amy.
He's got a classic jukebox that plays CDs.
No, that's what's cool about it, dummy. It's filled with classic Decca and Redbird 45s. They have moonshine under the counter.
Yeah, and that shine'll blind you, boy. Your coffee order, and he puts it in the coffee.
And Cabo Wabo tequila.
Arlene's trying to forget Julia just called her a dummy 2 seconds ago. She could be the hurt girl or the cool dude chick, but has decided in the last 2 days in Texas to be the dude chick.
What's Cabo Wabo?
Oh, Sammy Hagar's own personal brand of tequila.
When are the boys showing up?
We're going to meet him at Huck's.
Maybe they can bring some pot.
Fuck those guys. I don't want to be either A, depending on their fucking ass, or B, dependent on their ass. If we don't score ourselves, we're going to be stuck with them all fucking night.
Try Lanna-Frank.
Best idea you've had all day.
Julia takes out her cell phone, pushes one button.
Lanna-Frank? Oh, maybe I should just be on the phone. Oh, yeah. Lanna-Frank, yeah. Julia. Hey, girl. Is Steve with you? Yes. Steve's with her. Yeah. Look, Shanna and I and our friend from out of town, Arlene, are going to Carol's now, and then Huck's later. Maybe you can meet us at either one of those places, and if Steve's around, bring him along.
Steve is obviously these girls' idea of a secret code for pot.
So you are thinking midnight-ish? Now, don't flink out, bitch. We're counting on you. Bye. Mission accomplished.
Hey, we're passing by your billboard.
Oh, come on. Just give me a break.
Come on. We said every time.
Okay.
Julia rises to a sitting position. Exterior Texas Road dusk. A billboard of Jungle Julia Lukai, the disc jockey and the local classic radio station, Austin Hot Wax 505. The billboard shows Julia dressed as a leopard-spotted Julia the Jungle, Tarzan type, surrounded by a stack of records. Different styles of Jungle Julia billboards are up all over town, and as the girls pass by it, they scream. They pass by down the road, empty road, just a billboard, and then a menacing-looking muscle car with a powerful thumping engine passes by. Interior muscle car moving. Out of the windshield of the powerful, scary muscle car, trailing the girls from way far back. The unseen driver's eyes, hidden behind dark glasses, glances up at Jungle Julia's billboard as it passes it. A bluesy early 70s rock tune plays out of the thumping speakers. All we can see of the driver is he wears a silver satin jacket with an embroidered icy hot patch on the back, wears his hair in a greasy half-ass pompadour, and he smokes Chesterfields like a chimney, indicated by the overflowing ashtray. As the music plays, we see various inserts of the dash of his mechanical monster, including one of the car keys in the ignition with a spark plug keychain. His hood ornament is a muscle-bound duck flexing. Interior through the windshield moving. The girls have stopped in front of the Mexican restaurant, Guero's, and are piling out of the car. His heavy boot eases off the gas pedal. We see the arrow of the speedometer fall to a crawl. Over the driver's shoulder, looking out the passenger side window, we see the girls bullshitting as they walk from the car to the front door. Driver's POV, slow motion out at all the girls and each one individually. The girls' Christian names and first initial of their last name appears beside each of the girl during their slow motion single. Jungle Julia L, Shanna S, Arlene M. We see rubber banded to the sun visor a Polaroid of Jungle Julia, Shanna, and Arlene wearing different clothes. This stalking is not random. He didn't just find them today. This is one part of a longer process. Close up on the driver. Just as the music reaches a crescendo, we cut to a tight Sergio Leone close-up of the driver, smiling. Then, the badass vehicle speeds off, making a thunderous racket. Interior Guero's dusk. Julia and Shanna, oblivious, walk into the restaurant, but something makes Arlene stop and give the muscle car an investigative gaze as it hauls ass down the road. Like the final girl in a slasher film, her look says, something's not right. Yeah, but that's just silly. She shrugs it off and enters the restaurant to catch up with her friends. Interior Guero's night. The three ladies sit at a big booth post-dinner. The dirty dishes have been taken away, but the table still shows the mess the girls made. Shanna pours out the last of the margarita from their last pitcher. The bill comes, already paid by Jungle Julia.
Julia, you and Shanna have been paying for everything.
Hey, my town, my rules. But when I come to New York to visit you, I don't pay for shit.
Deal. I mean, in that case, we won't be doing a bunch of shit, but the shit we do, deal.
While they went back and forth about the check, Shanna's phone rang and she answered it, talked, and hung up.
That's Pete and Nate and them. They're at Huck's.
Jungle Julia whips out her cell phone, dials Christian Simonson's number. His voicemail picks up an outgoing message that Chris made while sitting at the Hemingway bar in the St. Regis Hotel in Paris. In fact, you can hear Colin the bartender explaining a drink in the background. This is Chris. Leave a message. Julia leaves her message.
Okay, you didn't make it to Garrow's, but that's okay. I expected that. But we're leaving for Huck's right now. It would be a wonderful surprise if you beat us there, but in any case, I'll see you in the next few hours. Don't disappoint me.
She puts away her cell phone. Shanna picks up her drink and proposes a toast to their last margarita before moving to Huck's. With their glasses raised, Julia looks across to Arlene. Arlene smiles sweetly and obliviously. Julia gives a devilish smile. She looks over to Shanna, who looks over to Julia and does her famous Shanna giggle as Julia spreads her devilish smile. It's obvious they're both in on something that Arlene is in the dark about. Arlene sees this too and puts her glass down.
Okay, what's up? You two are acting really fishy.
As Shanna uncontrollably giggles, she manages to say,
Ooh, what makes you think that?
Well, you're giggling so much, you gotta piss your pants.
as she giggles,
I already did piss my pants a little.
the other girls laugh.
You look like the devil.
Oh, I'm not the devil. I'm simply devilish.
Arlene continues with her mock concern.
Okay, what's going on?
If you listened to my show this morning, you'd know.
I know, honey, I'm sorry. I slept in this morning. We've been staying out so fucking late every night, but I'm sorry I missed it.
Get a sense of humor, lady. I'm just kidding. Of course we've been staying out late, and of course you're gonna sleep in. You were a sweetheart to get up and listen to it for the last few days. But I predicted you'd start getting sick of it today and sleep in. So that's why I said a little something about you on the air today.
What did you say?
I didn't use your real name. I used a code name.
This stops Arlene's momentum just a little.
What's my code name?
Butterfly. I told them that you were in from out of town and that we're going out somewhere in Austin tonight. And if they were out in the town and maybe they'd see us and I described you, I told them your name was Butterfly and I said if they spotted you while we were out, if they do something, you'd do something.
Oh my God, what the fuck did you say?
Oh, chill out, Margarita. Have a sip, another sip of margarita.
I don't want another drink. I want to know. You know, that's probably not a bad idea.
She takes a sip of her very good margarita.
Okay, now, Julia, I'm serious. What did you say and what did you say I'd do?
Anywho, I can explain what I said, which would be boring, or we can act it out, which I think will give you a better idea about what you're in store for tonight.
Just tell me.
Jungle Julia grabs her friend's hand and says,
I'm a raconteur. It's what I do for a living. Honey, you gotta let me do my thing.
Hey, I know, I'm sorry. I love the way you tell stories. Tell me your way.
So we'll act it out?
Sure.
Okay, give me a drink.
Arlene slides her margarita over to Julia, who now has two.
So you're in a club or a bar and I'm kind of cute or kind of hot or kind of sexy or better be fucking hysterically funny, but not funny looking guy who you could fuck.
Arlene salutes.
Got it.
Jungle Julia gets all cool guy approaching a girl. Arlene busts out laughing.
Oh, come on, grow up, stay in the moment. This ain't improv. You don't get points for breaking the scene.
Okay, sorry. Hi there.
Excuse me, but your name wouldn't be Butterfly, would it?
Yes, it is. And it seems you have me at a disadvantage.
Jungle Julia extends her hand like a hymn.
Bear.
Arlene folds her hand femininely into Julia's big hand.
Pleased to meet you, Barry.
Y'all are getting me hot.
They both turn to Shanna and say, the two girls turn back to each other and pick it up again.
Is Butterfly your real name?
She shakes her head sexually. No.
How'd you know my name, Barry?
Well, I listened to Jungle Julia's show this morning.
Oh, you did you?
Oh, yeah. I listen to her show every morning.
Oh, you do you?
Yeah, she's the coolest lady in town.
Arlene leans in and says confidently,
Don't you think she's got a big ass?
No, I like her ass that way. She's got a black girl's ass.
No, that's what she always says, but in actual fact, she doesn't really have a black girl's ass. She's just got a big ass.
using both of her hands spread wide for emphasis. Julia breaks character.
Okay, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, look who wants to get to the point all of a sudden.
Okay, I'll get to the point, but just for your information, skinny bitch, black men and a few white men have had plenty fun adoring my ass. I don't wear their teeth marks on my butt for nothing.
Shanna laughs and raises up her hand.
You gotta give me some on that one.
Shanna and Julia high five.
If you're not going to buy me a drink, can I have mine back?
Okay. So, Butterfly, can I buy you a drink?
That would be nice, Barry.
What can I get you?
I'd love a margarita.
She slides it over.
Here you go, darling.
Jungle Julia raises her glass to toast. Arlene does too. Then Julia says, looking Arlene dead in the eye with glasses raised.
So, after they buy you a drink, when they raise their glass to a toast, they look you dead in the eye and repeat this poem. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep. Did you hear me, Butterfly? Miles to go before you sleep. And then if he says that, you got to give him a lap dance.
What?
If they call you Butterfly, buy you a drink, and say that poem, you got to give him a lap dance.
That's bullshit. I ain't giving them nothing.
Look, you can do it or not, but if you don't do it, everybody in Austin's going to think you're a chicken shit. And I don't think you want everybody in Austin thinking you're a chicken shit.
I ain't giving nobody no lap dance because of what you said.
Oh, you just sounded like an audience member on Tyra just then.
I'm about ready to lose my motherfucking mind up in here like an audience member on Tyra.
It's going to be funny.
Yeah, everything's funny to you when it's happening to me.
Yeah, be as that as it may. Look, you don't have to do it with anybody you don't want. I said you'll do it for the first guy who says it. So some geek comes over and tries to be cool and just tell him you already did it in another place earlier. No harm, no, but you get a free drink out of it. And maybe a little later in the evening, you've had a few drinks, you're kind of roasted goosey, you're safe with your girls, then some kind of cute, kind of hot, kind of sexy, hysterically funny, but not funny looking guy comes up and says it. And maybe you did it earlier. Maybe you didn't.
They stand up to leave.
I'm gonna have fucking guys bugging me all night.
Ain't nobody gonna be bugging you. That's what you got mama here to shoo the flies away.
Exterior Guero's night. We see a POV from the driver in the muscle car. The three girls walk out of Guero's. The same bluesy rock number that was playing as the girls went in is still playing as they walk out. One of the girls trips a little bit on the steps going down, indicating they've polished off a few margaritas. We hear the driver laugh off screen. Fade to black. Over the black, the song continues, and the text appears 2 hours later at Huck's. Fade up. Exterior Huck's Bar night. A different billboard of Jungle Julia, this time dressed as a roller derby queen, holding a record player and placing the needle on a spinning LP, Austin's Hot Wax 505. We see Huck's, it sure as hell is a dive, but in the words of Julia, a fucking cool dive. Maybe the audience notices the girl's white Honda and the driver's muscle car in the parking lot, maybe they don't. Interior Huck's night. The song from before continues on Huck's extremely cool vintage jukebox. Jungle Julia, a pint of beer in one hand and lit cigarette in the other, does a very sexy dance to the bluesy rock classic. For the audience in Huck's, as well as the movie theater, she's putting on a one-ho show. For our three fox posse has collected some stray sniffing dogs, the aforementioned Nate and Omar and Pete. Omar's talking up Shanna at their beer-spilled, peanut-shelled strewn table. Pete's drinking Shinerbach beer from a pitcher, admiring Julia's dance. Arlene and Nate are dancing together. He's holding her from behind, and their pelvises are moving together, which shows Arlene's not a goody two-shoes. She's out to party. She's not just clear about the new dynamic with her old college pals. Needless to say, everybody's drunk. The song ends, and Warren, the owner-operator of Huck's, yells to Julia, "Now, Julia, if you want to carry on at the main attraction of a cat house with 4 floors of horrors, carry on. But if I gotta tell you one more goddamn time to put out that fucking cigarette, I'm gonna treat you like any other belligerent drunk and climb across this bar and hit you upside the head with a horse cock." Everybody in the place laughs. Julia rolls her eyes to heaven, blows out a dramatic stream of smoke a la Joan Crawford, and bitchy grinds out her cigarette on the tabletop a la Betty Davis.
Happy?
As a clam, you may continue your one-ho show. Nobody mad at anybody. They're just giving each other shit. Julia sits down next to Pete.
When is Lanna-Frank getting here?
It's a good fucking question.
She takes out her cell phone and pushes a button calling Lanna-Frank.
Where are you? Well, come over already. We're already waiting for you. No, we're not coming over there. You come here like you said you would. Chris Simonson is coming. Jesse Ledbetter, too. Well, not yet, but they're on their way. So you get on your way, too. Okay, Hurry up.
She hangs up the phone and hits text message. She quickly texts, "Can't wait to see you. Hurry." Goes to the name Chris Simonson and hits send. "Your message has been sent," appears on her screen. Shanna schools Omar as she drinks a humongous Long Island iced tea.
Now, there's one thing that every girl in the whole wide world whose name is Shanna has in common with each other. We all hate the name Shauna, and we really hate it when people call us Shauna.
So that was a bad move on my part?
Oh yeah. Your fuckability stock is plummeting. Just remember, it's Shanna Banana, not Shauna Banana.
Julia's phone rings with a text message. She hits the menu and it says message from Chris Simonson. She opens up the electronic mail. It reads, "Me too." She smiles and texts back, "XOXO, JJ." She hits send. Pete arrives with shots of Cabo Wabo tequila.
Okay, everybody, time for shots.
Everybody groans, but they do them. We see a close-up of all three girls knocking back tequila and making faces and having an alcohol tremor. Arlene stands up, takes out a pack of cigarettes called Capital W Lights.
I'm going out to have a smoke.
Arlene walks outside by herself to the front porch of Huck's. Exterior Huck's front porch, raining, night. Upon hitting the night air, Arlene immediately sees it's fucking pissing cats and dogs.
When the fuck did this start?
About 10 minutes ago. Arlene turned towards the voice, sees a pretty girl, late 20s, about the same age as the other girl. Oh, sorry, this is another character entirely. Sitting on the porch swing, smoking a cigarette. Even though they won't get around to introducing themselves to each other for a while, this angelic-looking, blonde-haired, sassy little hippie chick is named Pam.
Are your windows rolled up?
Yeah,
Lucky you.
how's it going?
Could be better.
Having a bad night?
Well, I'm on a date, the high point of which is me right now, smoking this cigarette.
So talking to me is the best part of your date?
Well, you're behind the cigarette in popularity, but you're definitely way above my date.
Pam was venting and doesn't like how it makes her sound.
He's okay. He could be okay.
Stuck with a geek.
No. I mean, yes. But I don't care about that. I'm a big girl. I said yes. But he's just so fucking shy. It's starting to creep me out.
Oh, you're stuck with a dateless wonder.
I like the sound of that. What's that?
A dateless wonder is a guy who thinks about girls a lot, but doesn't have much social skills, so he doesn't go out a lot, but he's not like his geeky friends or his fat friends or his confused sexuality friends. He goes out every once in a while. Every once in a while, he gets the balls to ask a girl out. Now, dateless wonders usually make it a point to ask girls out of their league. Since they don't expect to get the date anyway, why not aim high? And every once in a while, they get this shit together long enough to be charming enough to get a pretty girl to say yes. And you're that pretty girl.
Pam puts out her cigarette.
Okay. It's help the handicap week, I guess. Thanks to you. I'm ready to go back in there and give him another chance to get his shit together.
Can you point him out to me?
He's cute, actually. I mean, in that way. But no, he's genuinely cute.
They open the door and peer in, but when Pam looks towards the table, new people are sitting at it, and her date is nowhere to be seen.
Wait a minute. Where the fuck is he?
Wasn't he at your table?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's where he's supposed to be.
Which one is your table?
The one with the new people sitting down is our table.
She looks around the time to see her date's car leaving the restaurant parking lot.
Hey, that's my date, Scott. That's my date, Scott!
She starts walking towards the car, but stops because of the rain.
Scott!
The car takes off, leaving her stranded at the bar.
I don't fucking believe this. I don't fucking believe this!
She yanks out her cell phone and angrily calls Scott. We lose Arlene at this point and stay with Pam. The other end of the cell phone picks up.
Hello?
Having fun? Where the fuck you think you're going, Scott?
Look, I didn't think it was going well.
That happens, little boy. and you deal with it like a man. You don't abandon me like a sniveling little fucking worm.
I didn't think you'd have a problem.
Shut the fuck up and listen. You never abandon a woman like that. In a fucking bar, no less. In the fucking rain. You take a woman out safety-wise. I'm supposed to be in your care. Or are you such a pathetic little fucking cock that you didn't know that that was a part of the contract?
Do you want me to turn around? I can still take you home.
Yeah, I want you to come back here so I can kick your fucking ass in front of everybody at this bar. That's what I want. I mean it, Scott. If I ever see you again, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass so bad, and you know I could do it too. And I don't care who you're with.
Pam, I'm sorry. I fucked up. I know.
Oh, just write your phone number on a gay bar bathroom wall and fuck off.
She hangs up. She storms back inside the bar and goes up to the bartender.
Can you fucking believe that shit?
What?
Squidly fucking bails on me.
You mean you weren't through with your date?
No. I was outside having a smoke while he was paying the check and sneaking out the fucking back. At least I hope he paid for the check. Did he pay for the check?
You didn't pay me. She can't believe it. Her cell phone rings. She lifts it to her ear.
Hello, Scott.
Pam, I feel really, really bad about what I did. Please, please, please let me come back and give you a ride home.
Well, I'm sorry you feel really, really bad. But let me ask you a question. When you were cowardly sneaking out the back door, did you stop long enough to pay the check at least?
There's silence. Then
Oh shit, I'm so sorry, Pam.
she hangs up the phone.
Warren, looks like I owe you money.
No kidding. How much?
Not much. We just had a couple of beers and some nachos.
Want me to close you out?
No, I'll stay. I'll have another drink or two.
Well, in that case, how about your next drink and the nachos on us?
That's why I like this place.
Membership has its privileges. And what can I get you? Back to Arlene on the porch. Arlene's by herself on the porch swing, smoking her cigarette, when her eyes land on the muscle car from earlier, sitting in the parking lot. Her face shows she recognizes the car that seemed suspicious before. Something about this car makes her uneasy. A hand comes up from behind her, touching her shoulder and making her jump. It's Nate. He laughs at her reaction.
It's not funny, you fucking asshole. You scared the shit out of me. What, you think scaring girls is cute?
Nate palms out, pleading his case.
I'm sorry, Arlene. I swear I wasn't trying to scare you. I just got lucky.
Oh, hardy fucking hard.
She tosses her cigarette out in the rain.
Let's go inside.
Wait a minute.
What?
I was thinking we could make out.
On the porch swing? Not even in the bar, but in front of the entrance? Forget it.
No, in my car.
What, out there? It's wet as shit out there.
Not in my car, it's not.
He takes out an umbrella and opens on cue.
You won't get wet, I promise you.
She gives him a look.
You know, most guys wouldn't brag about that.
Nate smiles.
I mean, you won't get rained on.
She still gives him a look.
Come on, I know you guys are going to Lake LBJ and we can't come. Let me go.
Okay, just stop with the wine. It's not attractive.
She contemplates for a moment. Nate waits for his fate to be decided.
Okay. But I don't want it super obvious to everybody in the bar we've been gone. So we go in your car and make out for 6 minutes and that's it. Deal?
Right.
No. Deal or no deal? If you're going to whine when I pull the plug at 6 minutes, we can just walk back inside the fucking bar right now.
No begging. When you say done, it's done.
I'm going to remember you said that. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, she gets under his umbrella and they walk in the rain. She says,
You got 2 jobs. To kiss good and make sure my hair don't get wet.
back in Huck's. Pete and Omar stand up to get more drinks.
Get more drinks. What can I get you?
Oh, sorry. Oh, she had a banana?
Another another big ass Long Island iced tea.
Pete pointing cool like at Julia.
Bombay Sapphire and tonic, no ice.
Julia nods her head approvingly.
Good boy.
As the new 45 falls on the vintage turntable and the needle lowers, we go behind a customer sitting at the bar. Using both hands, he's eating the Huck's Huckin' Nacho Grande platter, which comes with double everything: sour cream, melted cheese, queso sauce, enchilada sauce, and chili sauce. While the customer is not wolfishly devouring it, yet using both of his bare hands, he's eating it in a way that expresses his hearty appetite. And apparently, these nachos are finger-licking good. Due to the silver satin icy hot jacket, we can tell the customer and the driver are the same. But we can tell more about him now. He appears mid-50s, but actually might be older. His body's in good, if well-worn shape. He wears a beat-up pompadour in place of a beat-up cowboy hat, which he keeps afloat with a healthy mixture of Aquanet and Trace Flores pomade. His body language carries that certain breed of redneck elegance that only rodeo riders and professional stuntmen have. He listens to the music at the jukebox as he eats his nachos and drinks his glass of clear liquid. We have yet to see him full on, but one more thing we can tell: he has a huge scar running down his face. Pete and Omar show up at the bar next to the customer/driver.
Two soldiers of Shiner, one big ass Long Island iced tea.
And one Bombay Sapphire and tonic.
Sure you don't want another pitcher of Shiner?
Nope, we want the soldiers.
3 soldiers coming up. Interior, Nate's car parked, raining. Arlene and Nate make out as the car radio plays. The rain splashes against the windows. As they kiss, in the back seat, Arlene raises her ass off of the seat a little bit to slide her shorts off of her crotch and down to her knees. She takes his hand and they kiss and puts it between her legs. They kiss longer until she breaks the kiss and mood by saying,
God damn it, do I actually have to say the words finger fuck me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
She irritatedly waves him away.
Forget it.
She slides her pants back up. Nate's window of opportunity has slammed shut. Cut back to interior Huck's night. The customer driver eats his nachos near the 2 young men without either looking or even glancing in their direction. Omar in pussy pointers mode.
Look, you can't look like you're trying to get her out of here before Christian Simonson shows up. But you gotta get her out of here before Christian Simonson shows up.
Yeah, but they're going to Shanna's daddy's house on Lake LBJ, and it's no guys. Absolutely no guys.
Yeah. So after we bring the girls the drinks in, we bring the girls drinks in fairly rapid order, but not obvious, we order 2 more rounds of shots.
She ain't gonna fall for that.
Will be very convincing. And now it's the time to turn up the volume. No more fucking around. We go to Jaeger shots.
Oh man, they're not gonna drink that shit.
Dude, as long as the guy's buying the booze, the bitch will drink anything. Look, we can at least get 1 Jaeger shot down these bitches' throats. After that shot, we'll see if they have another Jaeger shot in them. You never know, but that could be the shot that puts them past the point of fuck it. But I know I can get at least, but I can at least get Shanna to do a buttery nipple shot. What's Julia's sweet shot?
Key lime pie.
Come on, you can get her to do one of more for dessert.
Arlene and Nate walk back into the bar. The driver looks over his shoulder at Pete and Omar handing the Long Island iced tea and gin and tonic to the ladies.
Oh, great. I'm just getting more drinks. What can I get you?
Another Shiner.
Arlene notices Pam at the bar drinking a drink out of a glass cowboy boot.
What's that?
It's a Cadillac margarita on the rocks made with Cabo Wabo tequila. Have a sip.
Arlene takes it.
That's good. I'll have this. Would you like to join our party?
Pam takes a look over at their table, sees Jungle Julia, and says,
No. That's okay. I'll just sit here at the bar and play Barfly Vixen.
Arlene and Nate sit back down at the table.
And where did you 2 disappear to?
I had to get something out of the car, and Nate was gentlemanly enough to escort me with his umbrella.
Good for you, Nate.
You see that pretty girl by herself at the bar?
Julia meows.
Yeah. Who's the dirty hippie?
Yeah, well, she's not a hippie.
She might as well be a hippie.
You know what just happened to her?
No, but I know she's a skinny fake blonde bitch.
Everybody at the table laughs.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were telling a story. What about her?
The old pop and crackly 45 continues its revolutions on the vintage jukebox. The bass-heavy speaker at the bottom booms. Referring to the record of the jukebox, the bartender Warren yells out, Stax Records, best goddamn label ever. Hey, Julia, you play this?
You know I did, Warren. I know how to take care of my man.
Julia holds up her gin and tonic and says,
Here's to Warren's jukebox.
everybody at the table raises their glass.
You know what? We should do a shot of Jaeger in honor of Warren's jukebox. Stop.
Julia and the girls are responding negatively to Omar's idea.
Uh-huh. I ain't drinking no goddamn Jaeger shot. Oh fuck. Hold on, lost the script. Why not? Because I don't want to fuck any of y'all, that's why.
The girls laugh. She puts her hand on Pete's shoulder.
Not tonight anyway.
Arlene, glass cowboy boot in hand, turns and catches eyes with Pam, glass cowboy boot in hand. They smile and silently cheers each other across the room. Pam turns away to Warren, the bartender.
So, Warren, is there anyone here at the bar you'd vouch for to give me a ride home?
The keys to the muscle car with the spark plug attached is tossed onto the bar in front of her with a loud thud. She looks up and sees the driver seated one seat away. We see him clearly now, no more obscure bullshit. He has a big scar on his face from what looks like a previous accident, but the scar doesn't make him look grotesque. It makes him look kind of cool.
Fair lady, your chariot awaits.
You've been eavesdropping on me?
Well, there's eavesdropping and can't help it here. I think I belong in the later category.
You offering me a ride home, Icy Hot?
I'm offering you a lift if when I'm ready to leave, you are too.
When are you thinking about leaving?
Truthfully, I'm not thinking about it, but when I do, you'll be the first to know.
Will you be able to drive later?
I know looks can be deceiving, but I'm a teetotaler. I've been drinking club soda and lime all night. I'm building up to my big drink,
What's that?
virgin pina colada.
Why would a person who doesn't drink spend hours in a bar drinking water?
You know, a bar offers all kinds of things other than alcohol.
Like what?
Women.
Icy Hot flirting, but not putting the bite on Pam. He's being flirtatiously intriguing.
Nacho Grande platters, the fellowship of some fascinating individuals like Warren here.
She laughs.
The alcohol is just a lubricant for the individual encounters that a barroom offers.
Is that cowboy wisdom?
I'm not a cowboy, I'm a stuntman. Very easy to mistake to make, Pam.
How do you know my name?
When you were talking to Warren, I couldn't help but hear.
Fair enough. What's your name, Icy?
Stuntman Mike.
Stuntman Mike's your name.
Ask anybody.
Pam turns to Warren.
Hey, Warren, who is this guy?
It's Stuntman Mike.
And who the hell is Stuntman Mike?
He's a stuntman.
If he gives me a lift home later, would you vouch for him?
You know, all I can say is he's never raped me. It's not like I haven't worn provocative clothing in front of him either. Our girl table shouts for Warren.
Helps to be on camera and unmute. Warren, 6 shots of wild turkey. If we're doing shots, we're gonna do Junior Bonner style grown folk shots. No college kids Slurpee shots. And if you want to do a shot after this, we do early time. Got it?
Got it.
Now go fetch me my turkey.
6 shots of wild turkey shots are poured by Warren on the bar. Stuntman Mike notices it, and Pete and Arlene come up to the bar to pick up the shots. Arlene comes up to Pam.
We're all doing wild turkey shots. Doing with us?
Pam looks over at the table and sees Julia and Shanna.
What's your name, honey?
Arlene.
Hi, Arlene. I'm Pam.
What's up, Pam?
Now look, you're very sweet and you're totally cool.
As Pam tells her this, Arlene notices Stuntman Mike on the bar stool next to Pam. She instantly knows he's the driver of the muscle car from before and the one parked right outside. He smiles at Arlene and a chill runs through her.
Arlene, party of one.
Arlene realizes she just spaced out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just spaced. What did you say?
I said, I hate your fucking friend Julia. So no offense to you, but I'm just gonna sit at the bar.
Oh, that's okay, none taken. Maybe I'll see you around.
Arlene carries the shots back to the table. Everybody takes them. After Arlene does her wild turkey shot, her eyes come up on Stuntman Mike by the bar. He's looking right at her, watching her do her whiskey shot. He turns casually and continues talking to Pam. His character makes Arlene feel more and more uneasy. Back to Pam.
Well, Stuntman Mike, since I have a tab here, can I buy you that virgin pina colada?
Well, thank you, Pam. That would be lovely.
Warren, virgin pina colada for my stuntman friend, and I will have another Cadillac Cabo Wabo margarita.
Cabo Wago Margarita. Insert as a finger punches a button with the symbol of a phone on it. A cell phone screen says, dialing Christian Simonson.
Get your ass over here. We're fucking bored. Come on, I'm missing you. You're making me wait, and it's mean. Well, then prove it. Dial me when you're on your way.
Back to Pam.
So, Pam, what do you do?
That is a very good question, Stuntman Mike. At this moment, unfortunately, not a fucking thing.
Their drinks arrive. Stuntman Mike takes a sip of a tall, foamy white cocktail.
Well, let me put it to you this way. When last it was you did something, what did you do?
The last job I had, I was a personal assistant.
Really? Whose personal assistant?
Do you know who Jesse Ledbetter is?
The Austin director who did Potheads?
Yeah, well, I worked over at his company Roadblock for a little while. Then I became his personal assistant for a couple years. Then we started making out. And then we had a little thing. And then it was best to leave.
You couldn't afford to have your ass around, huh?
No, it wasn't that. You just can't get a coffee for a guy whose dick you're sucking. It's one of those things that you can't help but rub you the wrong way.
Is that the kind of job you want next?
What, sucking dick?
No, personal assistant.
Well, that's the $1,000,000 question. You've got less than 5 weeks to decide.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up because, I was thinking about hiring a personal assistant.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think it could really help relieve stress in my life if I had an assistant helping me cope.
Well, what kind of things would you need personal assistant to do?
I don't know. You know more about how this stuff works. What do you think you should do for me?
That's not the way it works.
Okay, what did you do for Jesse?
Well, if he was shooting, I would wake him up, have a cup of coffee ready.
You did that?
Yeah.
Maybe you're hired.
Looking like she was caught out in the rain, white trash pot dealer Lanna-Frank, followed by 2 other badass-looking girls, no college kids these, walk through the door. Julia, Shanna, and the guys greet them with a big cheer. Lanna-Frank walks over to the bar and gives Warren some love. She even knows Pam and kisses her, then heads to Julia's table.
This Lanna-Frank would seem to be quite a popular young lady.
Wow. When your drug dealer finally arrives, you're usually very happy to see them.
Stuntman Mike looks over in the table's direction and sees Lanna-Frank and her friends being introduced to Arlene and joining the table. She takes a bag of weed out of her pocket and shows to the table. Stuntman Mike clocks all of this. Pam says to Stuntman Mike, looking over at Julia's table,
Take a picture. It lasts longer.
What?
That table seems to keep getting your attention.
Is that jealousy I detect, little one?
Hardly. But if you want to hook up with Jungle Julia, there's an easy way to do that.
Really? And what would that be?
Get famous. Then you won't have to find her. She'll find you. You don't even want to know what she did for that billboard.
she raises her glass to toast JJ.
Enjoy it, bitch. You earned it.
What did she ever do to you?
We went through school together from kindergarten through high school. That's what she did. She was her height right now at 12. She was a monster. Half the guys she still fucks from the old class used to beat up and terrorize them in 5th grade.
I see. She used to beat you up and take your chocolate milk, huh?
The perpetuary case might have kicked my ass a couple of times. Sorry, but I'm built like a girl, not a black man. But I would die before I ever gave Julia my chocolate milk. I've kissed a lot of ass in my day, but I'll be damned if I kiss that bitch's ass.
Jungle Julia and Arlene.
So, Julia, have you booked all the bands for South by Southwest yet?
Here it comes.
What?
Oh, it's nothing personal, honey. It's just everybody knows a band, and every band wants to play South by Southwest, and everybody thinks it's an easy as pie for me.
Look, I'm sorry.
I get crabby, but the truth is, I found some good bands that way. What's their name?
What?
The band you like, what's their name?
I didn't say I like them.
You don't like them.
I've never heard them. It's a friend from work's band. I mean, I have this CD. It's been sitting on my kitchen counter for months, but I haven't listened to it yet.
But you want me to.
Would you?
Sure. What's the name of the group?
The Idols.
The Eyeballs?
The Idols.
Hey, who's coming outside to smoke out? All three of the guys stand up.
Look, we can't all go out there in mass exodus. Pete, you stay and watch the table.
Pete is crestfallen.
No, that's okay. I'll stay. Can I speak with you for a minute?
Sure, honey. I'll see y'all out there.
Julia, Lanna-Frank, her friends, and the boys head for the door. Insert the lever of a cigarette machine is pulled out. A pack of red apple cigarettes falls into the machine's catch-all. Julia takes it and leads her little entourage to the porch when a female bar patron approaches her.
Excuse me, are you Jungle Julia?
Yes, I am.
You know, I was listening to your show once, and you were talking about
I'm sure I don't remember. What's your name?
Peg.
Well, Peg, my friends and I are going out for a smoke.
Peg holds up a silver or digital camera.
I hate to ask you.
No, you don't.
I'm sorry?
You want me to take a picture with you? Fine, but don't tell me how you hate asking.
Can I take a picture?
Sure.
Would you take it?
Peg and Julia pose smiling while Lanna-Frank fumbles around with the digital camera.
I hate these fucking digital pieces of shit cameras. Nobody knows how to use those disposable film cameras. For the bomb. Pitch the digital shit and get a real camera.
Lanna-Frank takes the photo. Exterior Huck's porch, rain, night. The rain comes down pissing. Insert oil embedded in the highways being brought up by the rain. Stuntman Mike, now outside having a smoke, watches the rain and the wet highway as he smokes his Chesterfield. You can tell he's really enjoying the rain. Julia and Lanna-Frank sit on the porch swing. The guys hover around them, sharing the joint. Stuntman Mike turns in their direction.
Are you famous or something?
Or something.
No, really. What do you do?
Really? What I do is work my ass off to get my own record label off the ground. But why that girl wanted a picture of me is because I'm a local DJ.
Stuntman Mike gets up and moves towards the pot-smoking crowd.
Hey, wait a minute. You got a billboard by Big Kahuna Burger, don't you?
Julia turns to Lanna-Frank.
See, I told you I'm not really that famous. I'm just that recognizable. If you know what I look like, you'll know me when you see me. Jungle Julia Lukai.
Stuntman Mike Mickey.
Well, it's good to meet you, Stuntman Mike. Now, my friends and I are going to go continue to get our weed on. Would you care for some?
Thank you, Julia, but just the same, no thanks.
Suit yourself.
Interior girls' bathroom night. Arlene and Shanna talk in the ladies' room.
She just made me feel like an idiot for asking her about her stupid South by Southwest.
It's just that time of year where that's all anybody asks her about.
That's all she ever talks about. But that doesn't mean she's got to be a shitty ass about it. Look, I'm here for 4 days. I'm just getting a little sick of the Jungle Julia show.
Look, Julia's always given herself complete permission to be a bitch. It's one of the cool things about her. Now she's a star.
Please, she's not a star. At the most, you could consider her a local celebrity. Fucking Superhead is more famous than her. And what's this bullshit about Chris Simonson putting her in a movie? Am I the only one who remembers how bad she sucked in that play?
Hey, that took balls.
In a cast of amateurs, she distinguished herself as being the lousiest.
They both burst out laughing and say in unison,
Thank you, Grace.
obviously a private joke only they get.
Give her a break. Not everybody was born to play Ibsen.
Yeah, least of all that bitch.
They laugh again.
Don't worry, I'm not really mad, man. I'm just having a little Julia detest fest to get the irritatedness out of my system.
Back on the porch. Julia takes a hit on the porch swing, her long legs out in front of her, her bare feet up on the wood porch rail. The rain is splashing on them. Stuntman Mike stands up and heads over to them again. Julia says to the group,
Uh-oh, don't look now, but Cannonball Run's coming over.
You know, there's a T.S. Eliot poem about rain just like tonight.
We're mile high, Mike. Spare us the T.S. fucking Elliot.
Lanna-Frank laughs.
Okay, no poetry, and I'm going back inside. But before I go, there's one thing I'm afraid I must point out. Your feet are going to get wet.
I haven't given you permission to concern yourself with my feet.
Lanna-Frank and her friends laugh. Stuntman Mike gets cold, looks at them, then to Julia.
Come again?
You told me my feet were getting wet. Yes, they are. Now I'm telling you, don't worry about it.
Stuntman Mike gets a little scary.
You playing me for a fool?
She comes back the same.
I mean it. Don't worry about my feet. I don't even want you to think about them.
He looks at her.
I said stop thinking about them.
A moment passes between the two. Then Stuntman Mike turns back into the flirtatious old fool.
Well, we could fight about this, but as a rule, I usually pay women to beat the crap out of me.
This makes Julia laugh.
Yeah, you wish.
She holds out her hand.
You may kiss it.
Why, of course, my dear lady.
That doesn't mean a soliloquy. Just kiss it.
He kisses it till she yanks it away.
That's enough. Now be gone.
As you wish, my fair lady.
Back in the bar, Pam's bullshitting with Warren. Stuntman Mike rejoins them.
You got some voucher here. I asked him what movies you worked on. No fucking clue.
Well, technically, I don't know if he's ever done anything for sure. He shows me an old episode of High Chaparral. A guy falls off a horse and says it's him. Okay, could be.
Do you know the show The Virginian?
Pam shakes her head. No.
There was an actor on that show, Gary Clark. I kind of looked like him a bit, obviously before I cut myself shaving.
I like it.
Well, damn if you ain't so sweet, you make sugar taste just like salt. Well, anyway, I did a lot of Virginians doubling for Gary Clark. Then that show turned into The Men of Shiloh, and they brought Lee Majors on, and I doubled him. Then from that point on, I mostly specialized in car stunts. I worked almost the whole third season of Vegas. I was Robert Urick's driving double. Bob did another show, Gavilon. He brought me onto that one till... You know any of these shows or people I'm talking about?
She apologetically shakes her head. No.
Sorry.
Warren approaches. Yeah, I hate to tell you this, Mike, but dropping Gary Clark's name don't get Gary Clark pussy no more.
Okay.
Stuntman Mike and Pam laugh.
No, I suppose it don't.
So how exactly does one become a stuntman?
Well, in Hollywood, anybody fool enough to throw themselves down a flight of stairs can usually find somebody to pay you for it. But usually, I got into the business the way most people get in the set business.
And how's that?
My brother got me in it,
Who's your brother?
Stuntman Bob.
Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer.
Stuntman Mike notices Arlene and Shanna walk out to the porch.
I tell you, Pam, I think it's getting to be about that, but why don't I order you one more boot and I'll go out on the porch and have one more smoke?
Sounds good to me.
He smiles and slides off the bar stool.
Hey, Warren, I think my little hippie friend here is thirsty.
Back on the porch. The rain suddenly stops and they all notice it, except Julia, who's busy texting on her phone. Insert text message screen. You're an asshole. Then your message has been sent. Julia and Pete sit on the porch swing, surrounded by their posse, smoking a joint. Lanna-Frank leans in, close to Julia, and whispers in her ear, "Hey, can my friends come up to the lake?" Julia says, louder than she needs to.
I didn't invite them bitches.
Yeah, well, I kind of told them.
Well, then you just untell them.
Arlene and Shanna walk out onto the porch. Julia slaps Pete on the arm and says,
Get up and offer the lady your seat.
Pete stands up.
Come here, baby.
Arlene sits next to Julia on the porch swing and hugs her waist, putting her head on JJ's shoulder. Jungle Julia wraps her long arms around her, talking low to Arlene like a lover.
How's my girl holding up?
I'm okay, but you were mean to me.
Well, I wasn't mean. I was rude. There's a difference. Anywho, I'm sorry. Do you forgive me?
Arlene exaggeratedly nods her head yes.
But you have to be real nice to me for the whole rest of the time I'm here.
Promise. You ready to go to the lake?
She nods her head yes.
How about your little friend? You want to bring him?
I thought no boys.
If you really want him to come, Shanna won't mind. So, how about a boys? Or is it just us girls?
Arlene squeezes Julia tighter.
Us girls.
Good idea.
Then 2 beers come into frame.
Ladies,
Both Julia and Arlene take the beers without looking up. We in the audience notice the hand offering the beers wears a black leather glove.
cheers, butterfly.
They look up the cheers and see Stuntman Mike sitting on his haunches.
The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, and I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Did you hear me, butterfly? Miles to go before you sleep.
Sorry, Stuntman Bert.
Stuntman Mike.
Mike, she already broke off that dance.
Stuntman Mike looks at Arlene. She's still a little frightened of him. But for whatever reason, he's not as scary now. In fact, there's something rather intimate about his manner that actually has a strange effect on the drunk Arlene.
Is that true? Did I miss my chance?
She doesn't want to give him a lap dance. She's still creeped by him, but for whatever reason, she can't bring herself to lie to him. So she doesn't answer at all. She just looks back at him, fragilely.
Do I frighten you?
She nods her head, yes.
Is it my scar?
She shakes her head, no.
It's your car.
Stuntman Mike smiles apologetically.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. It's my mom's car.
This makes Arlene smile.
Have you been following us? Nope. That's what I like about Austin. It's so damn small.
You've seen this guy before?
I saw him outside of Guero's. I saw you outside of Guero's too. You saw my car. I saw your legs. I ain't stalking y'all, but I didn't say I wasn't a wolf. So you really weren't following us? I wasn't following you, Butterfly. I just got lucky.
This makes the pretty drunk girl smile.
So, how about that lap dance?
Sorry, but it was a one-time only offer and she did it at Antoine's earlier this evening.
No, she didn't. How do you know? I'm good that way. You look a little toucheed. What's toucheed? Wounded slightly. Why should I be wounded? Because you expected guys to be pestering you all night, but from your look, I can tell nobody pestered you at all. It kind of hurt your feelings a little bit, didn't it? There are a few things as fetching as a bruised ego on a beautiful angel. So, how about that lap dance? I think I'm going to have to give you a rain check. Well, since you're leaving in the next couple of days, that rain check will be worthless. That's okay. I understand if I make you uncomfortable. You're still a nice girl. I still like you. However, I must warn you of something. You know how people say, you're okay in my book, or in my book, that's no good. Well, I actually have a book.
Takes out a small little book.
And everybody I ever meet goes in this book. And now I've met you, you're going in the book. And I'm going to write only nice things, except I will be forced to file you under chicken shit. And what if I did it?
He gets real quiet.
Well, I definitely couldn't file you under chicken shit then, now could I? What's your name? Stuntman Mike. Well, Stuntman Mike, I'm Butterfly. My friend Jungle Julia over here tells me that jukebox inside is pretty impressive. It is. Pick out a good song for your lap dance.
He smiles.
Mike, Yeah? No touch. I know. I touch you. You don't touch me.
He nods his head, yes. Back inside, Stuntman Mike puts a quarter in the old jukebox. The cool 50s oldie comes from the vintage jukebox. He takes a chair, puts it in the middle of the room, and then sits down. Arlene struts up to him and as all eyes are on them, she performs a smokin' lap dance. Her girls and the bar, with the possible exception of Nate, cheer her on. Pam and Warren can't wipe the smiles off their faces. By the end, Jungle Julia is taking photos with her Instamatic as Arlene and Mike do funny, sexy poses. Before the song ends, Arlene finishes up. She doesn't give Mike a kiss, but very lovingly holds his face with her two hands like a sweet Italian mama that she is. And as the song concludes, without another word, the girls dance out the door of the bar and leave, leaving Stuntman Mike, smiling, sitting on his chair. When he stands, Warren and Pam applaud him. Maybe it was you who fell off that horse.
Yeah. You ready to go, Fonzie?
I do believe it's about that time.
Exterior Huck's night. Stuntman Mike leads Pam out of the bar towards his car. In the background, the girls are arguing who's sober enough to drive, leaving their male admirers whining to go with them.
Yeah, keep it up. Nothing makes me want to fuck more than men whining.
Lanna-Frank wins the I'm the less drunk argument, the most stoned but less drunk. So she gets behind the wheel, and the other girls, Julia, Arlene, and Shanna, pile in. But that's in the background. We stay with Stuntman Mike and Pam. He leads her to his wicked automobile. Pam is taken by the side of the badass black muscle car.
Wow, that's fucking scary.
Well, I wanted it to be impressive, and scary tends to impress.
Is it safe?
Well, it's better than safe. It's death proof.
How do you make a car death proof?
That's what stuntmen do. You've seen a movie where a car gets into some smash up that there ain't no way in hell anybody's walking away from.
Yeah.
How do you think they accomplished that?
CGI?
Well, unfortunately, nowadays, more often than not, you're right. But back in the all or nothing days, the vanishing point days, the dirty Mary, crazy Larry days, they were real cars crashing into real cars, real dumb, real people driving them. So you give the stunt team the car you want to smash up, they take her, reinforce that fucker everywhere, and voila, you got yourself a death-proof automobile.
That makes sense. I just didn't know you could make a car death proof.
I could drive this baby into a brick wall at 125 miles an hour just for the experience.
I'm impressed.
She peers into the car to see the entire passenger side is enclosed in plexiglass.
Why is the passenger seat in a box?
Well, this is a movie car, and sometimes when you're shooting a crash, the director wants a camera in the car shooting the crash from the inside. That's where you put the camera. They call it a crash box.
He opens the door to the plexiglass box, offering Pam to climb in.
Don't worry, Pam, you'd have to choke to death on a ham sandwich to die behind the wheel of this baby.
Pam climbs. Stuntman Mike shuts the door. As he walks around to the passenger side, he watches the other girls peel out, showering gravel. They take a left down the highway and disappear. He smiles after them as he climbs behind the wheel of his death-proof automobile. Interior death-proof night. Stuntman Mike is in the driver's seat. Pam is in the plexiglass box. A plexiglass wall with some holes to talk through separate them. Mike has a few different seatbelts to snap in place for himself. Pam doesn't even have a car seat. She has a post that sticks out of the floor that you would attach a camera to that she has to balance herself on.
You know, when you asked to drive me home, you didn't mention your car didn't have a passenger seat.
Actually, I didn't ask to drive you home. You asked for a ride, and I said yes. Look at the bright side. I won't be getting fresh putting my hand on your knee.
Pam smiles.
There's a bright side.
Stuntman Mike smiles back through the plexiglass.
I thought so.
He yanks a homemade metal lever, then slides a metal bar into place, locking both doors, then starts up his powerful machine. Pam smiles at the excitement of this trembling machine, and he slides the car into first, pulls up to the highway.
Which way you going, left or right?
Right.
Oh, that's too bad.
Thriller music sting happens on the soundtrack. Still smiling.
Why is that too bad?
Because it was a 50-50 shot on whether you'd be going left or right. You see, we're both going left, and you could have just as easily been going left too. And if that was the case, then it would have been a while before you would have started getting scared. But since you're going the other way, I'm afraid you're going to have to start getting scared immediately.
Pam's smile fades away as a look of "aw shit" terror replaces it. As the look of panic appears, Stuntman Mike jerks a hard left onto the road. Maybe she's scared shitless, yet Pam is one tough chick, so she lets loose a violent scream of curses aimed at the driver. He shuts her up by turning the radio up real loud, driving real crazy, and tossing her helplessly around the plexiglass box, crashing like a rag doll from wall to wall. He does things like drive straight towards telephone poles at full speed, then narrowly miss them.
Remember when I said this car was death-proof? Well, that wasn't a lie. This car is 100% death-proof. Only to get the benefit of it, you really have to be sitting in my seat.
He slams on the brakes, and Pam goes flying face first into the unpaved dashboard. Her face might as well have exploded. Stuntman Mike busts a gut laughing.
Oh boy, you gotta love them unpaved dashboards. You get into a wreck, you just hose it off and sell it to somebody else.
Pam's nose is smashed across her face, her front teeth are knocked out, and her jaw is busted, but she's still conscious.
Now I gotta catch me my other girlfriends.
He speeds down the road. Cut to interior Shanna's car moving. Lanna-Frank is driving. Julia sits in the passenger side front seat, stretched out with her bare feet up on the dashboard and pressed into the windshield. Shanna and Arlene sit in the back. Julia's on the phone.
Sorry, sneezed. Thanks, honey. You'll play it next song, right? Good boy. Bye.
The song Jungle Julia requested comes on the radio. The girls move and shake to the beat of the song. Stuntman Mike's car catches up to them, and then he passes them, hitting the gas going even faster so he can pull ahead and leave them behind. We cut back and forth between the girls and Stuntman Mike driving, and Pam, whose nose is smashed, her jaw broken, and part of her upper teeth knocked out, and her eyes still work. She watches and pleads to the driver on the other side of the plexiglass box. Then Stuntman Mike makes a U-turn. The car stops, but the engine runs. He watches the girls far off in the distance come forward. He turns off his headlights. He revs up the engine, and he hits the gas. The girls move to the song obliviously. He drives towards them. Pam watches in terror. The other girls are obviously oblivious of what's about to happen to them. They continue to chair dance. This car is almost on them. Then he hits the headlights. The girls see the car. He swerves head on into their lane, going about 130. The moment before impact. Julia, with her feet up on the windshield, sees the grill of the car right ahead of her. Her face registers as she's bathed in fast, harsh approaching headlights. Lanna-Frank sees Pam's bloody face directly across from her, heading for the collision. Stuntman Mike lets out a hee-haw kind of yell as he heads towards Julia and her feet. Shanna's smile disappears. Arlene sees Mike's face as he heads towards collision and softly closes her eyes. Crash. As much as we'll show the cars crashing in a horrible collision, we also cut back and forth to what's happening inside the automobiles. It'll be a slow-motion equivalent of crash test dummy footage we've seen before, but with real people. The steering wheel is pushed through Lanna-Frank's chest as she folds around it. Jungle Julia is propelled feet first through the windshield, like being shot from a gun out of a shark's mouth, only to be squashed by a colliding car. Stuntman Mike's front tires tear the roof off of the girl's car, and the spinning front tire hits Arlene square in the face, ripping it off. Stuntman Mike just enjoys the ride. Stuntman Mike crashes into the girls on the highway that was part of an overpass, so the two twisted wrecks tumble over the side, crashing onto the highway below. Shanna looks up and sees Stuntman Mike's car falling onto her. She's pulverized. Another car, also driven by a woman, sees the twisted cars fall into the road in front of her, and she's too late to do anything. She crashes into both of them at about 70 miles an hour, destroying her car and herself. The aftermath. The highway is deserted, except for the busted, broken cars and the blood and glass, and flesh and body parts that litter the highway. We see the tape put in a tape player. Mike is alive and well, and upside down in his car, comes out of his rush as he rocks to the music. No one's alive to witness his orgasm, but boy, did he have a good goddamn time.
Oh,
Fade to
dear.
black. Fade up. Interior hospital day. We fade upon a hospital door. The door opens and we see two detectives questioning Stuntman Mike, who's convalescing in a hospital bed. The Texas Ranger, Earl McGraw, walks out of the room as he's joined in the hallway by his son, Texas Ranger Edgar McGraw.
So, Pop, what do you think?
What do I think? Well, son number one, what I think is so ghoulish I hesitate to speak it out loud.
Give it a shot.
Well, son, what we got here is a case of vehicular homicide. I think that old boy in there murdered them pretty little gals. I think he used a car, not a hatchet, but they did just the same.
What are you gonna do?
Not a damn thing. DA says ain't no crime here. Every damn one of them gals was swimming in alcohol and floating on weed. Hooper in there was clean as a whistle.
You actually think he premeditatedly murdered those girls?
I can't prove it. But since thinking don't cost nothing, I can think it, and I do.
Yeah, but Pop, he got pretty good banged up himself.
Yeah, he got banged up, but them poor girls looked like a giant chewed him up and spit him out.
Why?
I'd guesstimate it's a sex thing. The only way I can figure it. High velocity impact, twisting metal, busting glass. 4 souls taking it exactly the same time. Probably them way the diabolical degenerate can shoot his goo. Only thing we can even dream of getting him on is vehicular manslaughter for that hitchhiker in the death box. That was just plain goddamn reckless endangerment. But I got me a bartender, owner, operator. They'll testify that Stuntman Mike didn't drink a drop all night. And his passenger was left stranded by her date in the goddamn rain, no less, and she asked him for the ride. On paper, looks like he was just helping her out. That's what a jury's going to see anyway.
What are you gonna do, Pop?
Well, I could take it upon myself to continue working the case in my off hours, keep researching for evidence, prove my theory, keep tabs on that bastard, alert authorities, dog him wherever he goes, I go. Or I could spend that same amount of time and energy following the NASCAR circuit. Now, I thought a lot about it. I think I'd have a happier life if I do the latter. But even though I can't punish Frankenstein for what he's done, if he ever does it again, I can make goddamn sure you don't do it in Texas. Fade to black. Exterior highway sign day. We fade up on a big highway billboard that says, "Welcome to Lebanon, Tennessee." A subtitle appears on the screen. 14 months later. The subtitle fades off. Now, we look at the sign for a moment when, from off screen, a new badass muscle car makes a jump and crashes through the sign. The car lands in the highway and just keeps going. Interior car moving. Stuntman Mike, back in shipshape, in a brand new death-proof muscle car, drives down a Tennessee road, blaring hillbilly music from a radio on the hunt. He pulls the car into a Circle A convenience store parking lot. He turns the engine off as the radio continues when, in the parking space next to him, a yellow 2006 Mustang with black trim, Kill Bill colors, with 3 girls in their 20s pulls up in front of the Circle K. These girls are part of a film crew that are shooting on location in Tennessee. Behind the wheel is a pretty black girl with a solid athletic build dressed in jeans and a tight green camouflage t-shirt named Kim, a stunt woman. Beside her in the passenger seat is a pretty young starlet, Lee, who, by the way, just happens to be dressed in a cheerleader uniform. And laying down in the back seat with her bare feet out of the car door window is the sleeping Abernathy, makeup and hair. While being early dawn, it's obvious these girls have been out partying all night and have turned into vampires by the early morning light. Like somebody would watch fascinated, pretty colorful fish through the windows of an aquarium, Stuntman Mike watches his new 3-girl posse, or his 3 girls, 3 posse through the windows of his automobile. He watches them talk silently through the window with only the sound of his tape player music. He turns off the music and rolls down the window a crack so he can hear them.
So are you on the same floor as him?
No, I'm on the 4th and he's on the 7th. Cut to inside the girl's car, morning.
And who's in whose room?
He's in mine.
And so what happened then?
Well, that was pretty much it. We made out in the hall for about 10 minutes, and then I sent him off to his room.
So how's The Rock as a kisser?
Ooh, he's damn good, and he's got them mushy lips and them fingertips.
I love them mushy lips.
He's a big guy, so he spins me around. So my back is up against him. And he takes his big hand, puts it on my throat, tilts my head back, lowers over me, and kisses me from behind.
Damn, that sounds sexy.
It was sexy.
But then that was it? You set him off? How'd he take it?
Wait a minute, what are we doing here?
If I'm gonna power through and pick Zoe up at the airport, I need a big ass cup of coffee. But finish up about the rock. How'd he take it?
Well, naturally, he tried to talk me into it.
What'd he say?
Well, you know, the whole thing about let's just sleep together. We don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, right. You got to go.
Yeah, but I told him look on the bright side.
If there is a bright side to sending a guy off to his room alone to jack off with the soap, I don't know that side. What side would that be?
I told him if we had sex tonight, I'd want to avoid him tomorrow on set. Now, the way it stands, I can't wait to see him.
Oh, girl, that's a good one. You good. So did you?
Hell yeah. It was fun smiling him across the set all day. Kim turns to leave the car to go into the store and get her coffee. Wait a minute, what time is it?
6:30 in the morning.
You can buy alcohol in the morning in Tennessee, can't you?
If by you mean alcoholics, then yes, you can buy liquor in the morning.
Shut up. Look, I'm the only one here who drinks gin, and I drank the last of the gin last night. So if we're gonna party tonight, I need me some more gin. Bombay, if you please.
Bombay Sapphire and tonic. Got it.
She opens the door. And some capital W lights.
Got it.
And some Sunny D if they got it.
Damn, girl, I just have to get some coffee, not a pain in the ass.
The sleeping Abernathy pipes in without getting up or opening her eyes.
Since you're getting that, get some more vodka and some more sugar-free Red Bull.
The two girls look back to the back seat.
We didn't know you were awake.
I'm not awake. I'm asleep. Because of vodka and the sugar-free Red Bull anyway.
They laugh. Kim gets out, then says to Lee,
You remember how to get to the airport, don't you?
uh-huh.
Well, then you should scoot over because you should drive.
Kim goes and Lee scoots over to the driver's seat. Interior Stuntman Mike's car, morning. He watches the cute black girl with the oh-so-fine behind walk into the convenience store and do her business. His eyes go to the car next to him, Lee in the driver's seat, plugging her iPod earphones into her ear holes, and the two bare feet sticking out of the backseat driver's side door. He looks intently. Interior Circle A store, morning. Kim's by the cold drinks cooler. She gets the Sunny Delight, but they don't have sugar-free Red Bull. So she walks to the front door, opens it, and yells to the car from where she is.
They ain't got sugar-free Red Bull. They got regular Red Bull and sugar-free Geo juice.
Interior car, parked, morning. Lee turns to the eyes closed sleeping beauty, reclining in the back seat. I'm aware you're not awake, and not to bother you, but they don't have sugar-free Red Bull. They've got regular Red Bull and sugar-free Go Juice. Without opening her eyes, Abernathy says,
Go.
Interior store. Kim hears this, gets the Go Juice, and walks to the counter, places the Sunny Delight on the counter, and asks the guy behind the counter,
Pull me down a bottle of Bombay Sapphire and Galileo vodka and a pack of Capital W Lights and a pack of Red Apple Tans.
The counter guy pulls down the bottles and the smokes, and as Kim goes over to the coffee area and proceeds to make a big-ass cup of coffee, called a Big A cup of coffee. Interior exterior, Stuntman Mike's car, parked. Stuntman Mike examines her through his windshield. His eyes then go to the two bare feet of the sleeping girl propped up in the car door window, and her friend in the driver's seat zoning out on her iPod. He steps out of his car and approaches the two bare feet. Peering inside, he sees Abernathy dead to the world. He glances back at the store. Kim's not looking in his direction, too involved in creating the right mixture for her big-ass cup of coffee. Lee, back to him, earphones in her ears, singing along with her iPod. He looks back to the sleeping beauty and the pretty bare feet he's close enough to touch. Stuntman Mike removes the black leather glove from his burnt right hand. Taking his index finger, he runs it down the bare sole of Abernathy's foot. He watches her. She doesn't stir. He then takes his finger and lightly runs it up her bare sole from heel to big toe. Close up on Abernathy, the sleeping woman twitches. Close up on toes, and curls her toes quickly, but doesn't wake up. Stuntman Mike smiles. He looks towards the store. Black girl inside still occupied, and the girl directly in front of him, oblivious, singing out loud the song on her iPod. So far, so good. Time to press his luck. He takes his index finger and runs it across her toes. This makes Abernathy stir and remove her feet from the window. Close upon Abernathy, as her eyes pop open, she sits up abruptly, and Stuntman Mike has blasted past and walks around the hood of the car to the driver's side door. He doesn't hurry like he's guilty or fleeing, but like he's absentmindedly rushing to his car, like maybe he's accidentally brushed past her feet on his way, as well as Lee's elbow that was sticking out of the driver's side car door window. With earphones still in her ears, she yells after him, "Excuse you!" She turns back around and sees Abernathy sitting up in the back seat. She smiles and removes the iPod from her ears. "Sorry, I didn't mean to give you a concert."
No, it wasn't you. That guy bumped into my feet when he walked by. I don't know why, but it kind of creeped me out.
Just then, Stuntman Mike's muscle car roars to life, revs it up, vibrating next to the two girls. Lee smiles and holds up her two fingers, making a small pinch gesture to Abernathy in the back seat. "Little dick." She smiles till she looks over at Stuntman Mike for the first time, staring back at her, smiling. Upon seeing his face, her smile fades away as she says to herself, "Shit." Her next car door neighbor slams the car into reverse and peels out of there, laying rubber on the road.
What?
"Did you get a load of that fucking dude?" She shakes her head no. "He looked like he fell out of an ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down."
Where do you get all of these old sayings?
"I watched the Jeffersons a lot." Then they notice Kim standing at the storefront door, yelling at them again.
Hold on a minute, I gotta take a fucking piss.
Both Abernathy and Lee smile, saying to themselves quietly in unison, "That's a little more
Information than we needed.
Go right ahead."
Go right ahead.
So she does.
Well, since I'm up, I might as well hit the ATM.
Interior store. Abernathy gets her money when the phone rings. It's whistling Bernard Herrmann's theme from Kill Bill.
Hello.
"It's me." Abernathy looks out the window and sees Lee in the car talking to her on her cell phone.
Miss me?
"I think I might be inside this month's issue of Allure." She turns and looks towards the counter guy.
Do you have a lure?
Magazine section's in the window, fashion section up top. Time cut. An Allure magazine is tossed on the counter. Counter guy rings it up. "We sell other fashion magazines behind the counter."
No, that's okay. This will be all. Thanks a lot anyway.
She turns her back and heads for the door, and he says to her, "I have this month's issue of Italian Vogue." She stops in her tracks, then slowly turns her head back to him.
This month's?
Interior, Lee in car parked. Listening to her iPod where Abernathy comes to her. She removes her headphones.
Okay, listen to this. Circle A clerk has this month's Italian Vogue.
No way.
Way.
I can't believe this fucking Circle A carries Italian Vogue.
It doesn't. It's his own personal copy. He'll let it go for $18.
$18?
What do you care? We're talking about fucking per diem here. Look, we found an issue of Italian Vogue in Lebanon, Tennessee. We're lucky he's not asking for our fucking cougarons. I'm getting it, and we're splitting it 3 ways.
What, me, you, and Kim?
No, Kim doesn't even give a shit about Italian Vogue, but Brandy will come in with us. If she won't, Tyson, her assistant, will.
Okay. But if anybody tears out any sheets I want, you have to make color Xeroxes of those pages. And I'm not talking about no fucking Kinkos either. You go to the art department and you have them do it fucking right. Abernathy, who was leaning into the car to speak to Lee, straightens up and walks back to the store and sees Stuntman Mike's car parked down the road. She then looks directly at it and the automobile speeds away. This troubles the young lady, but she's not sure why. Interior Airport, Tennessee day. A group of passengers are disembarking from an airplane and filing out into the airport. Kim, Lee, and Abernathy are watching them disembark, searching for a recognizable face. Which is what they see when the bouncy, athletic, and cute as a bug ear Kiwi, Zoe Bell, exits the airplane. Upon seeing the waiting friends, Zoe lights up and bounces over to them, passing out hugs. It's also obvious that while Kim and Abernathy know Zoe, Lee doesn't. It's also equally obvious that Zoe and Kim are very close, which will make sense when the audience realizes both gals are stunt women.
I see you still wear camouflage to all occasions.
Hey, camouflage is the new black. It goes with everything.
After the girlfriends exchange hug and greetings, Kim and Abernathy introduce their new location buddy Lee to Zoe. Zoe shakes the actress's hand strong and vigorously, like a bloke, her New Zealand accent singing song and greeting. Exterior airport day. From a long distance away, we see the four women, complete with Zoe's baggage, exit the airport. We snap zoom to a medium of Zoe, then a click sound of a screen, and the image of Zoe freezes. Sergio Leone close-up of Stuntman Mike observing the girls through the shutter of his camera. Snap zoom and freeze frame of each girl in turn. Stuntman Mike lowers the camera from in front of his face, smiles a shit-eating grin. He's back in business.
Hello, ladies. We're going to have a good time.
He exits the frame. Cut to interior car moving day. The four girls are packed into the car.
I didn't realize my camera was on the whole time. Your timing couldn't be better, Zoe. It just so happens we're all three off duty for the next 3 days of shooting.
Fucking hell. How does that happen?
Well, I'm doing Lindsay Lohan's makeup and she's off for the next 3 days. There's no stunts being filmed during that time. Kim's free and he's on a will notify for the next 4 days.
Yeah, but if it rains, that'll all change for me. Their cover set is the cafeteria scene between me and Brandy.
Brandy, the girl that plays Moesha.
Oh, hell no. They show Moesha in New Zealand?
Hell yeah. Mo to the E to the...
They all laugh.
Oh, that's great. Now it's going to be one of them days I can't get the Moesha theme out of my head.
So how's the shoot going?
Oh, great. We're having the best time. The director, Cecil Evans, is so much fun. We're making the coolest movie and partying all the time.
The name Cecil is pronounced like Cecil Brown and rhymes with vessel, not like Beanie and Cecil and rhyming with diesel.
Hell
That
yeah.
would have been
The next job.
a line ago.
Hell yeah. The next job after this is definitely going to suck.
So, let's hear it, ladies. Set romances. Who's getting it off?
That would be Lee and Toolbox.
Oh, Toolbox. That name sounds promising.
He's a grip.
What he is a pervert.
Well, he keeps sounding better and better. What are his perversions?
He likes to watch me pee. The girls laugh. Kim and Abernathy chant.
Lee's sitting on the toilet. Toolbox is watching her pee.
Toolbox is watching her pee.
P-I-S-S-I-N-G. Yeah, but not no more. Now she's getting it on with The Rock.
Having one off with the Rock?
The real Rock. He's an electrician named Bruce, but Kim calls him The Rock because he looks just like him, and now we all just call him The Rock.
Yeah, this is an all-star crew. We got a guy who looks like Nick Cage and a guy who looks like Pee Wee Herman, too.
Kim, dick department? Let's hear it.
No dick this trip. I got a man.
Is he coming up every couple weeks and visiting you?
Yep, that's why no dick this trip.
The girls laugh. Just remember, Kim, whoever you do in Tennessee stays in Tennessee. Laugh.
Laugh. How long have you had a boyfriend?
About 3 months.
Who'd you steal him from?
The other girls laugh.
Nobody.
Kim, he totally had a girlfriend.
All of Kim's boyfriends started out as somebody else's boyfriends.
I didn't steal him. I didn't steal any of them. They just jumped ship.
They laugh.
What's your story, Abernathy?
Abby's got the big kahuna.
I had a set crush on Cecil.
Set crush, please. You were his set wife.
Were and had been the keywords here.
That you two are still into each other. You know it.
Oh, yeah. Well, if he's so in love with me, then why did he fuck Daryl Hannah's stand-in?
Because he's a man.
Is that a trick question?
Yes, men are dogs. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, stop acting like you're all hurt. Your ass is just mad.
Yeah, he's a stand-in fucker.
Bitch, you need to get over that shit. That was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, now when you put it like that.
The girls laugh.
Oh, I haven't told you the best part. He fucked her on my birthday.
Oh, that's a horse of a different color.
Thank you.
Did he know it was your birthday? He is the director. He's kind of busy.
He ate a piece of my birthday cake and he got me a present. Yeah, I think he knew.
What did he get you?
He made me a tape.
He made you a tape?
Yeah.
But he didn't bring you a CD. He made you a tape.
Yes, and I know what you're going to say, so don't even go there.
Sounds like the test of true love to me.
Look, I know you guys like him. He's likable, but he fucked another woman on my birthday. How can you not be on my side?
I admit that sounds bad.
It is bad.
It just sounds like a little more to it than that. Were you two fucking?
Hell no.
Hello, is your name Abernathy?
Sorry.
The answer to your question is no. Of course not.
What do you mean? No, of course not.
The reason Cecil hasn't had a girlfriend in 6 years is because girls will fuck him. And if you fuck Cecil, you don't become one of his girlfriends. Not to say I want to be his girlfriend, but if I did want to be his girlfriend, if I fucked him, I wouldn't be his girlfriend. I'd be one of his regulars. And I'm just getting too fucking old for that shit.
How about blowjobs?
Nope, no blowjobs.
You've at least made out, right?
Zoe, no, he does that shit with too many other girls. I'm not going to be that girl.
You've never even kissed.
We've kissed.
But no tongue.
No, no tongue. Not that he hasn't tried.
Have you let him do anything?
Yes, I've let him give me a foot massage. And when we go to the movies, I let him hold my hand.
Bitch, you may be acting like you're 12 years old, but he's just acting like a man. You need to break that guy off a piece.
So, let me get this straight. You're not fucking him, you're not sucking him, you're not giving him any tongue, but Daryl Hannah stand-in is. You know, some cultures might say he made the wiser choice.
Try being married to a prick who cheats on you and see if you are still singing the same tune.
We ain't talking about marriage. We're talking about you and Cecil. You and Cecil married?
No.
Marriage is different. When a man finally breaks down and marries your ass, he's made the decision to settle down. That's why people try to hold that shit off to the last possible minute. Not only that, he's even made a vow to God and in front of his people that he's going to settle down. Now, how that shit works in the long run remains to be seen for both of you. But that's a whole different thing. But this, I'm your girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, Mickey Mouse mess, all that means is I got a date on Saturday night and on my birthday and Christmas. I better go deep in pocket. And by the way, what the fuck are we talking about anyway? You're neither married to Cecil or his girlfriend. That guy can do what he pleases. Before you can claim a guy, you got to claim him. And you can start by giving that motherfucker a hand job in the back of the van on Tuesday.
I'm not gonna do that.
I know you won't, but you know who will? The bitch that ends up living in that big ass mansion of his.
You know, I gotta say, I haven't entirely agreed on everything Kim said, but it's true when you stretch it out as long as you have with Cecil. If you suddenly get dirty with them, it blows their minds.
Look, baby, I love you, but you better recognize Cecil's a good man. You give him a hand job on Tuesday, and he'll write your ass a poem on Wednesday. And when you all get married at your wedding, you give me presents.
Abernathy has stopped arguing and sits back thinking a bit about what her friend said.
Mark my words. When this movie's over and done with, them two gonna get married.
I'm not going to marry him.
Mark my words.
The girls laugh.
Okay, can we just take my sex life off the table?
Actually, it was Cecil's sex life that was on the table and your lack of one.
The girls bust up, especially Kim, who does a Sam Jackson pimp laugh. Zoe and Kim give a high five.
Oh, fuck both of you and your little high five.
Interior coffee shop day.
So, Zoe, Kim and I are in the Philippines at an outdoor rave.
What were you working on?
3 kicks to the head, part 3.
And admittedly, we're a little fucked up.
Cheers to that.
They all cheers their coffee, and Abernathy continues.
So, Zoe, the genius wants to take a picture of me. It's dark as hell and you can't see shit. So she's got her camera and keeps saying, step back a little. So I do. Then a little further. And so I step back a little further. Step back more. So I do. And then I realize I'm right at the edge of a 7-foot concrete ditch with God knows how many rocks and broken bottles and rats in it. And if I fell in that, I would have broken my fucking neck. So I'm yelling at her, Zoe, you almost killed me. So we laugh about it and walk a little further, and Zoe starts fucking around, and damn if she doesn't fall in the fucking ditch.
The other girls laugh. Zoe takes their laughter like applause and bows.
I remember taking a step looking down and I'm just thinking, oh, there's that ditch Abby was talking about, and bam, fell in.
What happened?
What was Zoe or the cat? Nothing. I fell in that fucking thing. They would have had to helicopter me out of there. Zoe just lands on her feet. But then later, I started feeling a little bad about myself. Zoe falls in the ditch and it's nothing. We're laughing about it. If I fell, I probably would have been fucking paralyzed.
Oh, honey, you can't think like that. We all have our individual talents, and that just happens to be one of Zoe's.
Well, physically speaking, Zoe is amazing. I mean, agility, reflexes, nimbleness. There's few human beings that can compete with Zoe on that front.
Oh, Kim, I like you too.
Having said that, before you get too envious of Zoe's prowess, you're missing the most important part of that story. You didn't fall in the ditch. Zoe did.
The other girls laugh. Zoe acts miffed.
Zoe even knew there was a ditch there because you told her and she still fell in. So Lee's right. We all have our talents.
Zoe acts irate.
Hey, I resemble that remark. So, Kim, still pack a Roscoe?
Check it out, bitch.
Zoe bends down under the table. Kim lifts her pant leg up, and we see that she wears a pistol in an ankle holster.
Ah, nice one, mate.
What's a Roscoe?
Roscoe's pistol.
You carry a gun?
Uh-huh.
Do you have a license to carry it?
Yeah, when I became a Secret Service agent, they gave me a license.
Oh, I didn't know that you... The other three look at her incredulously. I didn't say that. Stop looking at me. I didn't say it.
It's Kim Boya, always taking a piss.
I'm always taking a what?
Don't hurt yourself. It's osbonics, mate.
Did you know Kim carries a gun?
Yes. Do I approve? No. Do I know? Yes.
Look, I don't know what futuristic utopia you live in, but the world I live in, a bitch needs a gun.
You can't get around the fact that people who carry guns tend to get shot more than people who don't.
And you can't get around the fact that if I go down to the laundry room in my building at midnight enough times, I might get my ass raped.
Don't do your laundry at midnight.
Fuck that. I want to do my laundry whenever the fuck I want to do my laundry.
There's other things you can carry other than a gun. Pepper spray.
Motherfucker tries to rape me. I don't want to give him a skin rash. I want to shut that guy down.
How about a knife at least?
What happens to motherfuckers carry knives? They get shot. Look, if I ever become a famous actress, I won't carry a gun. I'll hire me a do dirt person and he'll carry the gun. And when shit goes down, I'll sit back and laugh. But until that day, it's Wild West, motherfucker. So, Zoe, you thought about what you want to do first?
Just so happens I know exactly what I want to do.
Oh, really? And what would that be?
To me, there's no point of being in America unless you're gonna drive Detroit muscle car. And I want to drive a Dodge Charger. Fuck me, swinging balls out.
The girls laugh.
I guess we can talk to Transpo. Does it have to be a Dodge Charger?
It's got to be a 1970s Dodge Charger with a 358 engine.
The girls bust out laughing.
How in the fuck do you expect to do that?
Worries, mate. Got it all worked out.
She takes out a local newspaper.
I knew I was gonna come here. I went on the net and I found the local newspaper here in Tennessee is the Lebanon News Sentinel. So back home,
I'm sorry, where's home? Australia? Both Kim and Abernathy wince when Lee says the A word. Zoe acts mock angry.
you mean by that, mate?
Lee is confused. Abernathy explains.
Zoe's from New Zealand, and you never, I repeat, never call a Kiwi an Aussie.
That is, unless you want to get your ass kicked.
It would it would be like me calling Kim African.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just taking the piss out of you. Ackland, to answer your question. Anyway, I subscribed to the local paper about a month ago.
Now, why in the fuck you want a local redneck newspaper in New Zealand?
Head down and I'll tell you. I've been getting the paper for the last month, and I've been checking the classifieds in the back, looking at the care for sale. So, as of yesterday for sale, in this town, some guy is selling a stock 1970s Dodge Charger with a 358 engine and a white paint job.
And you want to buy it?
I may be stupid, but I'm not bloody stupid. I want to say I want to buy it, so he'll let me test drive it. A 1970s Dodge Charger with a white paint job. That's Kowalski's in Vanishing Point, mate. It's a fucking classic. If I can get this guy to let me drive it without him, I'll blow the doors off that bitch.
What's Vanishing Point?
What's Vanishing Point, Abby? Am I supposed to be the illiterate one? It's just one of the best American movies ever made.
Actually, Zoe, most girls wouldn't know Vanishing Point.
Excuse me, most girls? What are you two?
Yeah, well, we're gearheads. Of course we watched it. You all grew up watching that Pretty in Pink shit.
I like Pretty in Pink.
Oh, so you didn't watch John Hughes movies?
Of course I did. I'm a girl. But I also watched car shit, too. Vanishing Point, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, Gone in 60 Seconds, the real one. Not that Angelina Jolie bullshit.
We have an outdoor theater in Ackland that shows Vanishing Point, Big Wednesday, all the classics.
Interior barn day. Jasper, the hillbilly who owns the Tobacco Road garbage farm, that seems to be the only thing he grows, that the girls have driven to, opens up the doors to his barn.
There she is.
All four ladies take in the off-screen sight. The other two are impressed, but the two motorheads are gobsmacked.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
We see what they see. A totally badass white Charger straight out of the movie Vanishing Point. Time cut. They pop the hood. We look up at the two girls. They like what they see. We see what they see. A beautiful engine that gearheads that they are gets them wet. Back to the two girls.
This shit's off the fucking hook.
Fucking legendary, mate.
Time cut. Exterior barn day. Lee, in her short skirt cheerleader uniform, is asleep in a rusty patio furniture chair. Abernathy sits on 3 tires stacked on top of each other. An ugly dog who looks like he just escaped from a Korean kitchen walks through frame. Zoe and Kim are haggling with Jasper. Zoe says to Jasper,
If you'll excuse us for a moment, I'd like to have a word in private with my business associate.
Ladies, take your time. What are you waiting for? Ask him to let you drive it by yourself.
I intend to. First, I need to ask you something.
What?
If he lets us take it out on our own, I want to play ship mass.
Kim's entire demeanor changes.
Oh, hell no.
Now, big mouth.
Ain't no way I'm doing ship's mast.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Kim.
Don't blaspheme. Now, what did you say after the last time?
Do what I said.
What did you say?
I said, I know I said it, we shouldn't do this again.
No, you didn't say we shouldn't. You said we ain't ever going to do that again.
But
But my ass. You said not only are we never going to play ship's mast again, but you also said if you ever do what you're trying to do now, it's not only refuse, but that I have permission to physically restrain your ass if necessary. Now, did you or did you not say that?
Zoe
No,
opens her mouth to weasel her way out of it.
no. Answer the question, motherfucker. Did you or did you not say that?
yes, I said it. However,
Kim holds up her hand.
Whatever with your however.
look, I know what I said, and I know what I meant.
Damn Skippy, you meant it.
But when I said it, I didn't mean in America.
Girl, please.
No, really, I meant we can never do ship's mass again in New Zealand or Australia.
You are such a liar.
Know what I said, and when I said it, but when I said it, I didn't know I'd ever come to America. When I said it, if I'd known I'd come to America and have the opportunity to play ship's mass on a fucking vanishing point charger, I would have added a however, right?
Okay, oddly enough, I actually understood that. However, just because you talk yourself into some stupid shit doesn't mean I've lost my goddamn mind. You need two people to play ship's mass, and I ain't playing.
Be your best friend.
I don't need me no best friend that lives on the other side of planet Earth.
I'll crack your back.
You'll crack it anyway.
Of course I would, but now, while I'm here, I'll be your back-cracking slave. Anytime you want it, you got it. And you don't even have to ask for it. You have to order me around, just say, bitch, get over here and get busy.
Kim thinks about it for a moment, then makes a deal.
You crack my back, you give me foot massages, and after a shower, you put moisturizer on my butt.
Deal.
They shake on it. The two girls walk over to Abernathy, and the sleeping Lee is in the background.
So, we're gonna see if this guy will let her take out the car without him. If he does, you stay here with Lee, and we'll be back in a bit.
What?
I said, we're gonna see if this guy will let us take out the car without.
I heard what you said. I just can't believe what you said. You know, you two got some fucking balls.
What?
Don't play dumbass with me. I've been up all night. I'm still a little drunk and I have a hangover. I should be in my hotel room asleep, not fucking around here on Tobacco Road. But because Zoe wanted to drive some fucking vanishing point car, I'm here. Now, you two got the balls to ask me, no, scratch that. Tell me I'm going to make a conversation with Tom Joad while the cool kids get up to go out and play. A bullshit on that.
It ain't like that.
Then what's it like, Kim?
You guys are our collateral. He's not gonna go for it if we all go.
You know, I really think one human being will be collateral enough.
You're not gonna want to do what we're doing.
What? Drive a car?
We're doing more than that.
What? Drive it fast?
We're doing more than that.
Actually, we're paying you a compliment because we're going to do some stupid shit. But that's okay because we're stunt people. We ain't got good sense. But you got good sense, and anybody with good sense ain't going to want to do what we're doing.
How do you know I don't want to do it?
It's your mom.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to be this big posse, but that's the excuse you guys use whenever you want to exclude me from something. So what is it you two daredevils are doing that I'm just so uncool that I can't possibly understand?
You know, since we're kind of conning this guy, maybe it's best we don't go into detail about it while he's watching us. Besides, he's probably not going to let us do it anyway.
Okay, how about this? I'll talk him into it, but if I talk him into it, I go along.
How you going to do that?
That's my problem, but don't worry. He'll say yes.
What are you going to do? Blow him?
She makes a face.
No.
Face goes away.
I'm going to insinuate that Lee's gonna blow him.
All three girls burst out laughing and does her best Sam Jackson pimp laugh.
Not really, but let me handle it. We got a deal?
Okay, listen up, mommy. If you're gonna hang with the cool kids, you gotta be cool. We take you along, you don't say shit. You don't even say crap. You just sit in the back, and I don't want to hear a peep out of your ass. You understand?
Abernathy's happy. Her cool friends are letting her play with her.
Got it.
I'm serious now. You start nagging us, we're pulling over to the side of the road, kicking your ass out, and picking you up later.
Agreed.
Okay, go work your magic.
Abernathy walks over to the hillbilly.
Hello, sir.
She sticks her hand out and he shakes it.
Hello,
What's your name?
Jasper.
Hello, Jasper. I'm Abernathy.
Aber what?
Abernathy.
She starts to continue.
What's your first name?
That is my first name.
She starts to continue.
What kind of first name is that?
Well, I'll tell you what, just call me Abby.
Okay, Abby.
Jasper, we were wondering if my friends and I could take the car out for a little test drive on our own, you know, just to see if we're comfortable in it.
Why would I do something stupid like that?
To better sell your automobile?
How do I know y'all ain't just gonna steal it?
For four reasons, actually. One, we're not thieves. Two, that would be rude. Three, we're staying at the Days Inn in town, and you can call the hotel and check in with management. We're registered for the next month. Actually, Zoe's not, but Kim and I are, so we're totally track downable.
Who's Kim, the colored girl?
Yes, Kim is the girl of color. And reason number four, and the most important, while we're taking the car out for a little spin, that'll give you a better opportunity to get acquainted with our other friend, Lee.
She does a kind of ta-da presentation of the sleeping Lee. Jasper looks.
Why does she look kind of familiar?
That would be because she's a famous actress.
She holds up the Allure magazine open to Lee's article. Jasper takes it, looks at it, then at her, then to Abernathy.
Why is she dressed like that?
Well, you see, we're making a Hollywood movie in town, and it's a cheerleader movie, and she's one of the cheerleaders.
What's a cheerleader movie?
A movie about cheerleaders?
Is it a porno movie?
Abernathy starts to say no, then changes it to
Yes, it is, but don't mention it. She's shy.
What's the name of the movie?
Cheer Up in Texas.
This is Tennessee.
It was cheaper to shoot here. Not promising anything, mind you, but you actually look like Lee's last boyfriend. She digs your type.
What type is that? The no-neck type?
With pretty girls, you never know, Jasper.
She's asleep.
Oh, we'll wake her up.
cut to insert a key is turned in the ignition. The Charger roars to life, waking up the sleeping cheerleader. The three other girls are in the car.
Lee, this is Jasper. Jasper Lee, you two kids stay out of trouble.
Like that old commercial, Kim yells.
Hey, good looking. Be back to pick you up later.
They peel out in a shower of gravel. Lee looks up at Jasper standing over her. Gulp. Exterior, back road, highway, day. The Vanishing Point Charger drives down the lone country road, cutting through the forest. Inside of the three girls, Kim behind the wheel, Zoe in the passenger seat, Abernathy in the back. Zoe begins preparing for ship's mast. Abernathy asks questions, but is told to shut up. Zoe takes off her belt and asks Abernathy for hers. Then she wraps both belts around the car door window on both sides. Then shimmies out of the passenger car door window and up onto the Charger's roof. A shocked Abernathy starts to say something, and Kim cuts her to the quick. As Kim speeds down the road, Zoe sits on the roof. She then lowers herself down on the windshield and onto the hood. Kim drives, looking past Zoe's ass. Zoe on the hood finds the belt on the passenger side and hangs onto it with her right hand. Then Kim helps her get a hold of the belt on the driver's side. Then, once Zoe has belt in both hands, she lowers on her back all the way down into the hood until her knees are over the hood and her heels rest on the fender. Then her arms stretched out and her legs spread eagle, laying flat on the Charger's hood like a human hood ornament, or a ship's mast. She nods her head forward, which is Kim's cue to punch it, and the muscle car speeds down the road with the crazy Kiwi on the hood, laughing her ass off. Cut to, close up on Stuntman Mike with binoculars. He lowers the specs from his face. This is as close to flabbergasted as Stuntman Mike ever gets, and the cause of his flabbergastation are the two badass stunt chicks who apparently like to play as rough as he does. He looks around. The girls know how to have an uninterrupted time. There's nobody around. They're in the middle of vast Nowheresville. Stuntman Mike climbs into his car and starts her up. She roars to rumbling life. He buckles all his buckles as his foot revs the gas. When he's safe and secure, one hand goes to the gear shift and the other to the wheel, and he takes off after them. Back tires kicking up grass and sod as the tires spin to life before connecting with asphalt. Once she hits the highway, she straightens out and power swims like a shark, rubber on the road like a fin through water. Through the windshield, coming up fast behind the girl's car. The girl's car, the trio are oblivious. Zoe is laughing in daredevil ecstasy. Kim is caught up in the adrenaline. Abernathy can't believe what the fuck she's seeing, but after being frightened, she's slowly starting to let go and enjoy the moment. Her shocked mouth slowly turns into a smile. Stuntman Mike? So's his. The grill of his car coming up fast. Abernathy, something makes her look behind her. Abby's POV. Stuntman Mike's badass muscle car coming at her at 120 miles an hour. Abernathy sees it's the same car that was at the party store and the same guy who brushed her feet behind the wheels coming up at 120 miles an hour, and they will crash.
Oh my God.
Kim's eyes go up to the rear view. The rear view sees the car speeding at them from behind.
What the fuck?
Stuntman Mike's grill crashes into the girl's ass. Bam! Stuntman Mike's car hits them with such force that Abernathy is propelled from the back seat through the space in the front seat between the driver and passenger seat, crashing hard into the dashboard. Zoe feels the car lurch and shake, but does not let loose of the belt. Stuntman Mike's foot presses against the brake. We see from his windshield the girl's car shoot ahead. Kim sees in the rear view mirror the car fall back. Stuntman Mike's foot hits the gas. His car shoots forward, heading towards another crash on the girl's ass. Kim watches in the rear view, waiting for impact. Stuntman Mike yee-hawing, waiting for impact. Crash. Zoe's hand is jerked loose from one of the belts, and as she starts to slide off the hood, she quickly flips over onto her belly and grabs the frame between the hood and the windshield like a cat in a tree. Zoe looks up and locks eyes with him.
What the fucking hell?
Then she sees what's up. Stuntman Mike's car starts to pull alongside the girl's car. He swerves his car into theirs. Zoe is literally yanked from her perch and does a 180 twirl and slide. Now she's facing the opposite way, head towards the grill, feet towards the windshield. With no handhold per se, she begins to slowly slide towards the grill. Kim and Abernathy on the front seat watching horror, but there's not a goddamn thing they can do. Stuntman Mike sees it too. He knows the next hit will be the death blow, and he wants to do it just right. So he falls back much further this time. Kim sees this. She knows what's coming. Stuntman Mike hits the gas. Speedometer jumps. Kim, he's coming up fast in the rear view. She has no choice. She's got to outrace him. She hits the gas. The chase is on. Zoe, wind in her face, is trying to stop the slide, but she keeps inching closer to the edge. Kim is doing the driving of her life, keeping the car steady so not to shake Zoe, and still keep ahead of Mike's car. Kim screams to Abby.
Get my gun. It's on my left foot.
But as we cut back and forth between the two cars, Abby tries to reach the gun, but can't do it as Kim drives without fucking her up.
I can't.
Fuck.
Stuntman Mike finds himself in a different situation. Both cars may look badass, but the girl's Charger has more under the hood than his. And Kim just may be a better driver. He's chasing after her, he's on her ass, but he can't quite catch her to smash her. Zoe has now reached the end of the hood, and she sees the asphalt of the highway speeding under her. She grabs a hold of the hood ornament with one hand, and as her upper body begins to fold over the side, she braces herself by pushing against the fender with the other hand, thus stopping her slow slide. Will she continue sliding off? No. Is her position precarious as hell? Yes. Will a slight bump send her over the side? Hell yes. Abernathy, both hands out in front, bracing themselves on the dash, a little blood trickling from her scalp, is literally petrified in the front row seat view of Zoe hanging half on, half off their car as it goes 80 miles an hour. Suddenly, the paved road opens up into a big clearing. A barn is off to the side, a pile of rubbish, and a big field of tall grass. It opens up so wide, Stuntman Mike can get beside them and clips them on the girl's left side. The Dodge Charger spins out like a steel and chrome muscled dreidel, whipping around a full 3 revolutions. Zoe is sent flying from the hood. In the tall grass, Zoe, as if shot from a gun that uses New Zealand women as ammo, sails over the grass, finally crashing deep into the brush. Her fall is obstructed from view. The Charger skids to a stop. For a moment, the girls sit shell-shocked. Stuntman Mike has stopped too. He looks at the girls. He's thinking maybe he should let these girls be. When Kim turns and sees him and his car stopped, she yanks the pistol out of her ankle holster, brings it up, and fires at him. The bullet hits him right in the shoulder. He screams at the explosion in his body. Like a cowardly dog, he hits the gas and drives off. Both girls look straight ahead, their windshield pointing directly at the tall grass, their hearts ready to explode over their friend's fate when Zoe's figure, way in the background, leaps up for a moment above the grass and she says,
I'm okay!
Kim and Abernathy both break out into a relieved laugh. Abernathy rolls her eyes, putting her hands in the air.
Of course she is. What was I thinking?
Zoe walks out of the grass and up to the girls.
Ooh, now that was a close
Hit you like you give me a heart attack.
one. Where's the fucking maniac?
I shot his ass and he sped off.
Kim and Zoe look at each other.
Want to catch him?
Hell yeah. Get out, honey.
Fuck that. Let's kill this bastard.
Zoe sees something.
Wait a minute.
She runs over to the junk pile and pulls out a heavy-duty piece of pipe, then hops in the back. Kim speeds off after Mike. Stuntman Mike. He stops his car. He's bleeding and hurting worse. He's been shot in the left shoulder, so he can't move his left arm. With his right hand, he unbuckles his straps, wincing and grimacing with each movement. He struggles with his right arm to get to the glove box. He finally does and takes out a bottle of Four Roses whiskey. He spins off the cap with his thumb and takes a big down-the-hatch swig. As the neck of the bottle is in his mouth, his eyes go to the rear view and he sees Kim's Charger heading at his stopped car at full speed. Before he can remove the bottle, bam. No longer held tight by the restraints, his face smashes into the steering wheel with the bottle in the middle. Everything but the steering wheel shatters. The car is sent flying. Stuntman Mike screams in agony. With his face smashed and bleeding, with glass sticking out of his face and neck, he sees Kim starting her stalled car to ram him again. He frantically starts his car and peels out, fleeing terror. The girls are hot on his trail. The girl's car in hot pursuit. Zoe in the back says,
Oh, I've got an idea, Abernathy. Give me that belt.
Abernathy does. Zoe starts wrapping it around her waist, chasing back and forth. Once the belt is on,
Abby, I need you to get in the back.
she does.
Now, Kim, I need you to pull up alongside of him, on your side, then pull ahead of him, but keep him to his right.
Kim starts doing this, and Stuntman Mike sees the girl's Charger moving up alongside of him on the right. The two cars are parallel. Kim and Stuntman Mike share a look. Roles reversed. He's scarred and shaken, and she's the cat playing with the mouse. The girl's car pulls ahead.
I tell ya, hit the brake. Got it?
Got it.
Zoe opens the backseat car door.
Hit it!
Kim's foot stomp on the brakes, and the tires lock. Stuntman Mike sees he's heading right for the back car door. Wham! He takes it right off, clean as a whistle. Zoe, who now doesn't have a backseat car door, says to Abernathy,
Now, Abernathy, I need you to hold on to the back of my belt for dear life. Can you do that?
Yes.
Don't say yes if you can't do it.
You're not going anywhere, mate.
Want to hear?
picking up the lead pipe, she says to Kim,
Now, Kim, I need you to get me parallel with his back tire.
Kim pulls up alongside of him. Zoe with the pipe raised like a whale harpoon, Abernathy with one hand holding onto Zoe's belt and the other arm wrapped around the seat. The spinning back wheel of the Stuntman's car comes into frame as the back seat opens of the open backseat doorway.
Ready, Abby?
Ready.
Zoe harpoons the pipe into the wheel well, then quickly lets go. Stuntman Mike's right back tire locks up and his tail goes up into the air, and he flips end over end down the highway, smashing the fucking shit out of the car. Kim stops the car and the girls watch the show. Inside the vehicle, Stuntman Mike, now with an immobile right arm and no longer wearing his seatbelt, is tossed around the cab, busting, crashing, and smashing into everything. When the car finally stops, it's upside down. Inside the wrecked vehicle, Stuntman Mike isn't dead, but he's totally busted, broken, and helpless. Close up on Stuntman Mike upside down. He sees an upside down vision, the girl's stopped car. Then he sees the car doors open. Then he sees the 3 girls' feet climb out of the car and hit pavement. Then he sees the 3 pairs walk towards him. He's completely helpless. They jerk his driver's side door open and roughly yank his busted ass out of the vehicle, yanking him up to his feet while pounding music blares in the soundtrack. The 3 girls with their fists beat him to death. And when he hits the red asphalt, Stuntman Mike is no more. Once he hits the ground with the 3 girls standing over him, the film freeze frames like an old kung fu film that ends on the death blow. The cheesy white optical "The End" pops up on the screen, and without any more to do, Death Proof is over. And that is, well, Death Proof and the back half of Grindhouse. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. Will we do Machete at some point? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see if we can find that script. We've had a few requests on the channel lately, so we'll see what we can get for everybody. But thank you for watching, and well, we'll see you next time.